So we are sponsored today by Inkwell Printing. If you need volume copies, business cards, envelope, brochures, flyers, promo items, booklets, carbonless forms, invitations, rubber stamps, and many more, all your printing needs, reach out to Inkwell Printing. They are located on 1900 East Dublin Granville Road, Columbus, Ohio 43229. Or you can give them a call on 614-888-2201. Believers Attire, a Christian-themed T-shirt which aims to start conversations and to motivate and affirm our trust in God. Since we started today, I think today's episode, 10, yes. Kumasi has been rocking a lot of their shirts. Don't worry, next week I'll rock mine too. But they have so many amazing ones. Today he has one on. When the show starts, you will see it. But yes, Believers Attire, if you want one of the shirts, you reach out to 220-465-0822. 220-465-0822. Go get yours right now. Reach out to them. Text them right now and get yours. RG Kids Portrait. They specialize in maternity kits and baby shoots. It comes with decor and attire. So for all the new mom, because I realize that there is babies are in the air right now. Everybody's pregnant. So yeah, I'm really hoping that my sister will give me a third child. So the baby's in the air. Let's pray together. But yeah, if you're a new mommy out there, reach out to RG Kids. My sister is going to reach out to them because she has a baby on the way. And then if you know any kids, for all your kids, take a shoot. Listen, these kids are growing up fast, so capture the moment right now. Reach out to RG Kids. You can find them on Instagram as RG_kids_portrait or RG_kids_portrait, or you can give them a call on 614-254-2151. Last but not the least, your girl right here, me, Jasmine, yes. I will be hosting a Sip and Shop. It's a free event. It's a business rebranding and luncheon event that is happening October 14th at 4:30 p.m. at 3400 Clubway Court, 3400 Clubway Court. If you have any questions, you can reach out to any of us here at All That Matters. It's a free event. 4:30, we're starting exactly 4:30. Come, let's have a good time. Meet everybody. We might host the show there that day. You might be lucky and you'll be on there. With that said, let's get the show started. As usual, I'm here with the king, the God himself. How are you, Kumasi?
I'm all right. How you doing?
I am doing good.
Great.
And today we have a guest. You've seen her here. You've seen her on here before. She goes by Helena Bento. How are you, Mrs. Bento?
Hi, I'm good. How are you?
I am well. So today, we've had this conversation before. I won the conversation, guys. I won that debate. Okay? But today we are going to have part 2. Since everybody wants us to talk about it, we are going to talk about prenuptial agreement part 2. Okay? If you don't know what a prenup is, we had the show. Was it last week? Was it when we had the show?
It was last 2 weeks.
It was?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Who did we have the show with? Oh,
we did it with Mike.
Oh, yeah,
Mike.
It was with Mike. Why am I thinking it was somebody else? Okay, so for those who don't know what a prenup...
Oh, you missed that guy, huh?
He was funny. He was interesting. But anyways, for the definition of a prenup is an agreement made by a couple before they marry concerning the ownership of their respective assets should the marriage fail. So protecting yourself before you get married in case, okay, nobody signs up for divorce, but hey, we live in a crazy world. So yes, should the marriage fail. So I'm going to start with our guest today, Miss Lena Bento.
So let's do this first.
Okay.
Do we have to declare our assets and liabilities before we get into marriage?
You have to.
I mean, yeah, why not?
You have to.
Why do we have to?
Because I'm getting married to a partner. He has to know everything about me. So if I have properties or businesses, he has to know about it. So yeah, I think.
What about debts?
You have to.
Definitely.
That's even the most important one too. You have to, because once you get married, your debt becomes my debt. So yeah, I feel like that's one thing that you have to always disclose.
Okay. You agree with that too?
Oh yeah, 100%.
Yeah,
you have to.
All debts have to be declared.
Everything.
Yes.
If you have
Hospital
student
bills.
loan, you have to let them know.
Your credit score.
Yeah.
Because it affects. We live in a world that it affects us. You know, if your credit is bad.
So when you meet a guy, you're gonna ask the guy about the credit score.
It's not relevant to me.
Why?
Say your credit score has to be a particular like number. Or
I mean, not even the credit score, the credit report, because that's where all the debts are. Is this something that you want to know?
I mean, if they tell me, fine, but it's not my priority. Like, if you tell me, like, okay, I have loans, like, you know, and I know even anyone that attends school here have loans.
Yeah.
Like, if
course.
you're from Africa,
of course,
you have loans.
Of course.
So I know definitely you have loans, and you know you're paying your student loans and stuff like that. But to know how, because those are the things that really you can work on it. So to me, it doesn't really matter to me like that. Yeah.
Because I'm asking this because when it comes to the prenup thing, you have to know what the person owes.
Yeah,
What the
absolutely.
person,
Yeah.
that's not. You know, I know a guy that went into a relationship with somebody, and after the marriage, he found out about it. The woman have a lot of student loans, like almost 200,000.
Damn.
You know,
And she didn't tell him?
She didn't tell him.
now, but I mean, she kind of, you know, hint about it, but it's not like,
Hint.
you know, when you tell somebody, oh, I have some student loans, you know, people will not think it's like 200,000. So basically, he went to a private school. You know, so he
Those
kept,
are expensive,
yeah, so he kept taking the loans, and then she has over 200,000. And after they got married, the guy realized that I'm in this deep, $200,000.
I mean, for that, they can sign a prenup for that, though.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like.
But they already
Your
married.
debt is your debt.
But they already married though.
I think you can sign
But you
post
can still
prenup
sign. You don't have
agreement.
they have different
Yeah, I just
types.
found
You
out
can
after
sign
the
that
show.
for that, Yeah.
Yeah, I found out after the show that
Yeah, the
there's
post-nup,
post-nup. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
you can do
okay.
that.
So then now let's get into it. If we get into a relationship, you are telling me that when we get into the relationship and I find out that you have some debt, I should sign a paper to say that I'm not responsible for this debt.
I'll be open to that.
Yeah, and then I mean, also with a prenup, you can state what goes in there. So I can be like, if the marriage, if we get divorced because of you, like as in if you infidelity and stuff like that, if you are the cause of the divorce, I am not going to be responsible for that.
What do you mean by if you are the cause of? the
Like,
divorce?
let's say I met you, you owe like 200,000 something,
Oh,
200
okay.
whatever,
Okay.
and then you the same person, you went to go cheat and I left you, and you want me to pay your no, we're not doing that.
Okay. So
That's too.
but
too
when
much.
it comes to cheating and stuff like that, it's stuff pushes stuff. It's not like people just get up one day and say,
I don't care what pushes what.
yeah, but
The fact is, I'm not
if
paying
you
your
if
debt.
you but if you decide that if you want me to sign a prenup based on an action, which is me cheating or me
if your
pushing the
action-
relationship into a situation for us to break up.
No,
That's what you're talking about,
no.
right?
I'm just saying that
Okay.
if your action is the cause of our breakup,
But the cause of a breakup cannot be defined by one person. It's a lot of
True.
stuff that causes breakup.
true, but it's usually one person. Like it's always like one
So let's say
person does it more.
I mean, what do you mean by one person does it?
Ah,
I think the difference is people be doing things to people, but when people react, the reactions always become greater, and then we make the decision based on the reaction, but we always forget the cause of that reaction.
sometimes there's no cause though.
You sure about
So
that?
you don't think somebody will
sure?
just
There are some women. There are some women that deny their husbands of sex, and then when they complain about it, it becomes problem. So the man stop complaining and find a girlfriend. Mind you, sex is a need for a man. I don't know about women because I'm not a woman, but it's a need for a man.
for us too?
Okay. So then this,
Am I lying?
It's very needed. It's very needed.
so this man go find her, and then all of a sudden, oh, because you did this, I'm leaving. But you created that mess. So you are saying that I'm going to sign the paper that will say that if I create a mess without you being in that, I don't think that's fair.
I don't think any woman just get up and be like, I don't want to have sex with you though. There's always a reason. There might be like childbirth can really make you lose your sex drive.
Yeah.
If that in that case, the woman is not doing it intentionally, if you are a man, you can't reason with a woman.
Yeah.
Then I don't know what to tell you.
I think you
Okay.
have to find
You see,
ways.
I love these women. You know how they are so good in
I'm just
hiding
saying.
behind this. Oh,
No, I'm just
sex
saying,
drive.
so,
can
you
be-
know what you
sex
mentioned.
drive.
There's a voice for me.
You see how
No, you see, what you said is just one part. There
Yeah.
are some women that they're just using it to punish their husband.
Yeah.
For me,
And that's the most part of it.
For
But you
me-
just went for the minor.
that make no sense.
Okay.
To do that, ever do that.
But you know, women use
Oh,
that.
absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
All the
I
time.
know.
But then the moment the guy cheats, then we complain.
That's what I'm talking about.
But you know, this is the problem I have. Like, it's not good for them to do that.
Right.
But this is the problem I have.
Uh-huh.
You know, women too, we like money, right? Like,
Right.
take care of me and stuff.
Right.
So men are very stingy. They don't want to take care of their woman,
sister.
right? So me too. If I say, okay, this man is giving money, so me, I'm gonna cheat.
I
Will
mean,
you be okay?
honestly, no, I will not be okay by it's
Exactly.
a
See, that's the
justifiable
part
cost.
that
No,
I don't
it's a
understand.
justifiable cost. Like, if I have my wife, I know I have certain responsibilities to this woman.
Yeah.
So if I am not doing that, I'm forcing the woman to do whatever she wants to do.
Thank you.
You know, I agree with that. But my point is, you are saying whoever causes the divorce. So
Yeah.
in this case, who caused the divorce? If my woman is punishing me with sex,
I think
then
it should be whoever asks for divorce.
I think I'll.
It depends on what you want to put in your prenup, though. Like, it's up to
I
you.
personally,
You know
yeah,
what
I
I'm
feel like
saying?
whoever
So if
asks for
someone says,
divorce.
whoever, what did you say? Whoever
Asks for
the divorce, then that means I'm not paying your debts.
Yeah,
You know
like
what I'm saying?
Janet Jackson had one.
It's
in
whoever
her-
asks for the divorce.
No, Janet Jackson's was if she asks for divorce,
Mm-hmm.
I think she gets 20 million.
That's a good deal. Though.
She did, and then no, okay, no.
if she asks for the divorce,
So after
get
5
money.
years,
uh-huh.
after
And
5
she
years,
waited for 5 years.
she
though.
did.
Yeah.
After 5 years, if she gives him a son, which is a heir to his throne, after 5 years, if she asks for a
And it
divorce,
was close to the 5 when she had a baby too.
yeah, she had the baby on the fourth
So
year,
jackpot.
and then
no,
right-
she just planned everything out.
yeah,
did she
she
plan?
did.
Oh yeah,
It was
yeah,
planned.
What's
She
with
actually
her?
has
She
admitted. Yeah, she planned it because no,
planned
she said the
everything.
marriage was really toxic. But then
Oh,
on the
really?
first year, but then because of that agreement,
It was toxic with JD too.
jeez.
Yo,
She doesn't.
that's a conversation. But I'm saying,
choices.
that was her prenup, and they did a post nup.
Oh, she did that. Too?
Yeah, they did after they got married. When she realized things were shaky, then they came up with the agreement: 5 years. Give me a son. After 5 years, if you ask for divorce, you get 20 million, and then you get, I think, 2 million every year for the kid, for the rest.
I was
so
talking.
the kid
This
is
is good money,
18.
oh.
Yeah.
I was
Let me take a
talking.
break and go do that. And
I
come
was talking with my
what
cousin
it is.
on this issue, right? My cousin thinks that this prenup thing is not even for us.
Hell yeah.
We haven't reached there
He
yet.
said our money has not reached there.
But you know,
That we've not reached there yet.
there's one type of prenup that I think we don't talk about the most, like the debt one. Like, you know, I think many people don't know that, like, when one it's not even with a divorce. It's like with death. Let's say my partner dies. Like, you know, they will look for the next of kin, right? To pay for whatever. And most of the time it's the spouse or the kids or whatever. So I think one of the ones that I will even do is like when a person dies, I don't want to be responsible for their debt.
That one is a legal thing. That's not.
So
Oh,
I
yeah,
think
that's
that
the
one
one
that
that-
one is
yeah,
it's
yeah.
an estate. So
This is what happens. So when someone dies, you know, they'll freeze your
everything
account.
it
It'll
goes
go
to the government. Yeah, probate.
court.
Yeah.
So then a lot of people don't know that, like, it goes there. So let's say now, like, it goes to probate court.
Yeah.
They're taking, like, you know, they'll deduct everything out, because especially that guy, the Black Panther guy, when he died, he has about, I think, 10 million or whatever in his account. But the family didn't even get 1 million after they took all the debt and everything out.
Besides the
Yeah,
things
but
that he
if
did
the
with
man-
his
the
wife's
man-
name.
They got
the man-
less than 1
Yeah,
million.
if the man owes a lot of money,
That's
he has to
besides
pay
what
for
he
that.
left for his wife, though, because he left his wife something that was in her name. So she was able to keep some stuff that was in her name.
like properties and stuff.
Yeah,
like that. Okay.
that was in her name.
I'm
yeah.
talking about the account, because they're
Oh, the
freezing
account,
everything,
yeah.
like, you know, the money. So for me, I don't want to be responsible for that. Like,
you don't want to be
you
you don't want to be responsible for your husband's debt.
You
No,
are dead and gone.
you are dead. I'm still
They
paying your
should
bills.
Take care of it. The government has money. They should take care of it. Why
Take care
why
of
should it come
what?
to
Take
me?
care of what? Because I'm not understanding.
money.
Take care of what? Which one?
Like, wherever he's owing, they should.
So
take-
let's say you okay.
I will sign a prenup for
Let's
that.
back down. Let's back down and come up again. I'm getting
for that.
confused. So let's say you meet a man, you're trying to get married. Would you say, oh, because I have this business, because I have that, because I have that, let's sign a prenup?
Yeah, well, I've said it on here that I will.
Yeah.
So
I want to hear from her too.
Like, because I have this, because I have that, I don't want you to.
Should in case the marriage fail, because that's prenup, right? Prenup is should in case the body fails.
Right.
Okay. So are you going to say because the marriage failed? I mean, are you going to sign a prenup with your
I think whatever
somebody
I acquired,
that you have met?
Whatever I acquired before him, I wouldn't mind signing it.
perfect.
Okay.
Thank you.
If we talk about it, and I mean, to me, it doesn't. Maybe because I'm not there yet. To me, it doesn't, because I feel like whatever I was able to get.
You have your businesses. So let's say you did Africa Connect before your husband came into the picture. I don't know.
If it's a business, it's not non-profit.
Yeah,
but
if it's a
it belongs
business,
to nobody.
yeah, it's a business. Before your husband came into the picture, I mean, you've carried the business to someone. Are you gonna tell your husband because I did this before you came into the picture? You don't have access to this. This is for me.
I don't think personally I would do that.
Why?
I mean, is he gonna take it when we divorce?
What do you mean by is he gonna take it?
So
when we divorce, everything that we have as a couple, we split it.
But what I'm saying is, with a prenup, right? Even if we're gonna split it, you can choose what they can get and what they
what I'm
cannot
saying
get.
is, are you gonna sign will you try to protect your property before you get into the marriage?
Sitting here right now, I don't think it's important to me like that. I don't think so. I don't think so.
So you give him half of what he
If
didn't
he
work
wants
for?
to be petty and do it, that's fine.
How's that being petty though?
Because the state
you didn't work
sometimes
for it.
require it.
Why do you want it?
So let's say you and I are married,
Uh-huh.
right? I take care of stuff. You take care of stuff. We are two people coming together to be one. Your debt is my debt. Your asset is my asset.
Right.
For some reason, the marriage didn't work. And then we have to split assets.
I don't really.
Are you gonna say that? Oh, because this, you were not here
when I did it.
So
no.
you're not gonna say that.
It,
what will make you make that decision?
Because number one, I'm sure, like, by the time, like, even though I built it before he came in, I'm sure he's gonna add up when we are married. Like, he's going to bring something in that, like, he's gonna contribute one way or the other. So if we break, I'm sure we're gonna have kids, and he wants to take half of it. It's, to be honest, I was able to make it without him before. I can make it afterwards. To be honest.
So
Don't do
it. Let me go.
I'm just
don't do it.
Why?
I know your point. You. I struggled before you. I cried before you. You know how hard it is to invest. Yo, you remember when I started Glue? Yo, there were nights that I would just break down and cry. Were you there? You know, hey, Glue, I'll do.
He comes along.
Nah, I'll do side hustles just so I could start Glue. Do you know what I went through to start Glue?
AKA Instacart.
Instacart, DoorDash, Uber, I've done it all. Just so I could start something for myself. The mental torture that I have been through starting this, you will spend almost money and then it will all go to waste because the products will not come out the way it's supposed to come. You will invest and other stuff, it won't come out the way it's supposed to come. All that struggle I went through by myself.
But think about it.
No,
Time,
I won't think.
Listen.
No.
By the
when
time
he comes,
let's say 5 years, right? The marriage don't work. Like, God forbid.
No, wait. But wait, the marriage don't work. Go with what you came with. If you came with one bag, go with one bag.
Let's say you get half of it. Right? Let's say you get half of it. You work. You see, you've been through. You work it. I'm sure.
Hey, okay. I don't want to go through it.
The struggle time has ended.
Hey, okay. You
so
get half.
Whatever is left, you can pick it up from there.
God bless. We ain't picking up from nowhere. If he came, if let's say, Glue, I know God for very soon the name will not be Glue, but if let's say when he comes and Glue, right, is at Target, Walmart, it's all over the place. Okay, every other business to it will be in Jesus' name. Thank you. By next year, and then, but anyway. All of this other business that I have in my head has all flourished before he came. Before, keyword, it has all flourished before he came. And then let's say he comes and let's say it's a multi-million-dollar business by next year. And then I'm speaking it on here. Just if he comes a multi-million business before he came, when he comes and it's a multi-million, we are signing paper, brother. When you came was let's say it was 1.5 million when you came. That 1.5 billion you have no business with it. But after we get married, right? Like you said, he's going to add on. He's going to consultation. He will even stay up with me for me to make products.
Yeah, that's support.
He will stay in cool. After 5 years, let's say from 1 million, now the business is 9 million. So he only has say in the 8 million.
I mean,
you get my thing.
That's fair enough.
After we got married, before we got married was 1 million.
So whatever was made before, he's not part.
You have no say. I dare you.
So let me ask it this way. So I'm a man. I build my house. So before we get married, I buy a house, paid for. I have cars, paid for. These are my assets. And then we get married, I tell you, you don't have access to this house. This house is mine.
That would be painful.
These cars are mine. So let's go live in an apartment, because if you and I are going to live together, you didn't work for this. So we're going to live in an apartment, or we're going to get new cars. Are you going to agree to
What
that?
will happen to the other property?
That's for him.
Oh, that's your. Why not? Why not?
Will you agree to
I will
that?
agree.
Don't you think this is
won't.
petty? Why wouldn't you do that?
That's what I'm saying. That's how I think. Like, okay, of course, because that's why I said for me, it wouldn't matter if I'm bringing something and we, like, we share it. Like, if it doesn't work, it doesn't matter. It wouldn't make any sense to have properties and stuff like that, and then we have to go rent.
I don't think that's how a prenup works.
But prenup is you protecting your properties, right?
And you can choose.
So
that's fine. So we'll go live in an apartment.
You know that you will not be okay with it.
I won't be okay. I'll fight. I won't be okay.
So the point is, I'm trying to ask this because we really need to understand.
Exactly.
Because what we do is we're always looking at it as a business-wise. If you come to me and you tell me because you have this business, I have Gloria, so I want to protect. Okay, that's okay.
But
you
it
allow
doesn't
me.
work like that, though.
What do you mean by?
Because
What doesn't work
I think no. Because the reason is, if you have the house, you have the cars.
Yeah.
And we get married, we live there, and there's a.
We're not gonna live there.
No, wait, real quick. And there's a divorce. The prenuptial. I don't get the house, because in some states,
No.
if you don't get a house, you have to sell it. Then
No,
split it.
I think he's talking about.
What I'm trying to say is that we are all signing.
I won't be okay.
Why wouldn't you be okay?
I won't be okay.
Why not?
You have a house. You want us to go live in a person? How
You
dare
see,
you?
that's
Who
how.
sent you?
That's how this whole prenup thing.
No, Kumar,
Sound
let's not. No, it
But
doesn't.
the example you made is kind of different.
It's
How
kind
is
of
it?
different. You have
How
a
is
house,
it
but you want to
different?
sell the house.
It will be the same as Jasmine business.
She's
right?
saying she has a business. If you are getting together, you are not gonna have
access to what she
a
made.
stake to what she's made.
No, you will not.
Before.
Right.
And what I'm telling you is
But then
that
the
house.
business is still going to continue.
Nah,
It's not like I
hold on.
quit the business.
will
The
still
reason
be
why
part
we
of business,
the reason
though.
why we will not live in the house is not going to continue. It's not a business, but it's an asset.
But the house will still be there.
The house will still
I
be
get
there.
what you're saying.
Yeah, but that's not
if you
logical.
What do you mean by it's not
It's
logical?
not. The house
Why
is
would you
Why?
leave the house to go rent an apartment?
Why wouldn't I? Why should I let somebody live in my house? Why?
Who's somebody? That's
she
your
did-
wife. That's not somebody.
Oh, now
Yes.
she's my wife.
But even before, if you're selling you are still my husband.
But now she's my wife.
It's
If
a
I am your
house.
husband, why can I have?
Are you
access
going to downgrade yourself just because you don't want your wife to have access to what you
What do you
had
mean by
before?
downgrade myself?
You're not
Moving to
living
an
in
apartment.
You already downgraded yourself by
I
saying
did
that your
not.
husband. don't-
You
She didn't
downgraded
say- She didn't
yourself.
say the husband cannot have access to
No,
her
she
business.
said the husband doesn't have access to what she has. You see what is
The business is
what
gonna
you
continue, but
guys
you have
there's
access to
difference
the
between
money.
assets. We have liquid assets.
Right. Right.
You see, this is a fixed asset. This is a liquid asset. That's why you guys are getting confused. So
I
remember
understand. But when you're coming, are you going to downgrade yourself from living in a 5-bedroom house to go live in a 2-bedroom
Oh,
apartment?
why
Y'all
not?
can buy
Why
a new
not?
house.
And then we'll buy a new house.
Why should we buy a new house?
Why
Why should I
shouldn't-
use the money that I work that you were not
No,
allowed to
both
buy?
of
a
us
house?
will
Y'all
come
can
together and buy.
contribute to
So
buy a
yeah,
new
but
house.
we have to live somewhere first, right?
I mean, let's say you both are. Y'all got money already because you come in. You got a whole big house. You probably have money.
Maybe I have my money. How
And
about
she
moving
got
to
her
one
money.
house?
already.
But it's not okay. See, so the thing is, it's not always we have money. Like your project that you are doing right now, it's a big business for the future.
Yes.
Not right now.
There's nothing in there now.
You understand? Somebody is coming in. That person doesn't have a stake in it. You've already protected your the project. I am also saying, I have a house, I have a car, I'm
you
gonna
also want to protect your
I'm
car.
Yes, I'm also protecting my projects. I mean, my assets that you didn't put a penny in. When I was doing 2 jobs to be able to buy that Mercedes Benz.
Use my
No, I'm trying to. Because man is.
and man is supposed to provide and take care of his
Of course,
wife.
I'll provide for you.
Okay.
I'll provide for you.
By
I'll get
putting
you
in a
2-bedroom apartment.
And what would the house be doing?
Airbnb. For me. Airbnb.
No,
It's the
no. Then you know why? You know why that one not
Why?
work? You know why that one not
Why
work?
is it petty though?
Listen, it won't work.
You
Why?
don't put your
You know why
wife
it
in
won't
a
work?
party
Why it
and
wouldn't
put
work?
strangers in your
No,
house.
wait, it won't work out.
Why?
You know why?
Why?
The house was acquired before marriage, but the money that came from the Airbnb was acquired during
Exactly.
marriage.
So listen. No. Listen.
I
When
feel
we
smart
sign,
right
when
now.
we
I feel smart
but
right
when
now.
we sign an agreement saying that anything that I have before you come
Before.
into the marriage
Yes,
got
that's
nothing
fine.
to do with you.
No.
When we give
Anything
them
that has to
Any
do
revenue that
with
comes
it.
from that got nothing to do
The
with you.
Airbnb
Yes,
will
the
be both you guys'
Airbnb will be
decision,
when we get
No.
married.
Because listen,
You got nothing to
when
do
she
with her.
have the
Yeah, the Airbnb has nothing to do with her.
But the Airbnb is with the house. No, it will.
Unless
Nope.
say,
The only thing is the house and the
unless-
car.
Oh,
Now this women want to.
unless you were giving the Airbnb prior to her coming. Even that's all the client that will come
After the marriage is
I'm
us.
here.
No.
I'm
Yes,
helping
it is.
you.
No.
The only thing
What
is
do
the
you mean
house.
no?
You own the house.
That's what I was trying
before.
to tell her. When she
The house is yours.
The house is
But the
yours.
money,
But the
that-
money
Hold
that
on,
comes
hold on.
after we
Hold
get
on.
married is for
Hold on,
splitting
hold on.
it.
Let me explain
Don't do
this.
that because you'll be giving ideas to these men.
When you put a specific asset into an agreement and somebody signed, you cannot say, "Oh, because I have the." That's why I was
So what will
asking
be
you last
the,
week.
what will be the agreements in that
Any
prenup?
fund that
So
comes
let's
from
say-
the house is not for us.
So when I
There's
say,
agreements
so
in the
let's say,
house.
I come to you as my wife, a woman that I want to marry, and I say, "Hey, you know, since you made me sign Gloria, this is my prenup. I have this Mercedes Benz S Class in the garage. I have this big house in Pickerington. You know, but since we are protecting our properties, I'm going to protect my car, and I'm going to protect my what we call it, my
Your
house,
other house, yeah.
my estate. So this is not part of the marriage, and since
Perfect.
it's not part of the marriage, we just have to go find a house in Sullivan and live on Sullivan.
Understandable.
You understand that,
Yes.
right? This property got nothing to do with you.
Perfect.
Gloria got nothing.
It's the property. Any money that comes
Any money
off the
that the
property.
property
when she
makes.
was
After
saying
we
that,
get
any
like you
money
said, any
after-
money that comes
That's what I'm
after
saying.
New Year, after we get married,
You guys
we
can
are
share.
splitting it.
I'm bringing my terms, right?
Right.
Prenup is basically
You're bringing
on
your
the-
house
on
and
your-
your
in your
car.
house.
You're
No,
not
no.
bringing
Prenup,
income
prenup,
from.
prenup
It's
is
your terms,
it's
yeah.
your terms. I'm telling you, this is my
So then
property.
the terms you say.
No,
the
you don't decide the
property
term.
and- No,
you
no,
don't
the terms
decide.
you say. The property.
My terms
plus the
is
funds that come from the
because this is.
property.
I'm
So your
a
term is-
very principled
What-
person.
your
No.
term is nothing, like nothing with that property.
Anything
before
that
or
has to
after
do with the
or
Mercedes
during.
Benz S Class, anything that has to do with the 5-bedroom house,
Like before
got
and
nothing.
during got nothing to do with you.
Nothing.
That's petty.
How's that petty?
Hold on.
Very
That
petty.
doesn't make
How?
sense.
What do you mean that doesn't
Any
make sense?
funds that is curated from the house. That is not included with the property because the house by itself does not curate money, right?
Exactly.
So who told you that?
Hold on, the house sits in there.
Yeah, it makes money.
No, it doesn't.
Yes, it does.
Except
Can
if
I
you
tell
turn
you?
it into an
Can I tell you?
Airbnb.
But hold on. The house itself can make money. Can I tell you that?
Oh, okay, that
No,
one.
not by
yes.
selling it.
Okay,
Not
well,
even by selling it.
okay, then what?
By the house, the name when the neighborhood is growing,
Right,
the house
we
is
get that
growing.
part.
Of course, I get that.
So it's
part.
gonna make
so
money.
besides that, and then the Mercedes Benz sits in there does not make money.
Oh,
Does it
God.
make money?
Antique.
Does
one-
it
this
make?
one can
Auntie
say-
doesn't make
See,
money. I'll tell
What
you.
you buy? What you
Why-
buy?
why
It doesn't
Why
make
wouldn't we
sense.
do that?
So then, what car were you and the wife were using?
What car would I do? What business would my wife and I be doing?
No, what car are you
what I'm
guys
trying
doing?
No, the
that's why I
math
was-
is not math.
That's what I was trying to tell you last week.
It's
The
a
moment,
pure pettiness
no,
from
the moment you try to introduce something and open a window, do not decide how the other person
Which
is
is
going
fair,
to
fair
react
enough.
to how
That's
theirs
what I
are going to
mean,
work.
I won't sign.
Because if you are going to put this down, to me, if I'm marrying somebody and the person is honest with me, hey, babe, I have $200,000 student loans. The moment that I know that, I know if I want to marry this woman, I carry the burden of the woman.
Is it
That
an
is
important question to you to ask?
for me to ask. I need to know stuff about my
For
woman.
you.
Yeah,
Okay.
I need to know stuff about my woman. I don't want to get into something okay, so if I want to get into something, I want to make a conscious decision to get into it. I don't want to feel like I'm tricked.
Right.
The moment, that I start feeling that I'm tricked into something, I start being iffy. I start thinking, what else? What else is she lying about?
What if she didn't lie, but she didn't think was important? You didn't ask. You didn't think was important to them.
That's what women does a lot.
You didn't ask.
Most of the time, there are certain things that shouldn't even be asked. There are certain things you have to tell when you are getting serious with somebody. There are certain things that one woman told me my husband didn't ask me if I had a child before or not. So
Why
a child. You see,
that's a responsibility.
So you cannot pick and
how
choose.
can you even what's
a child?
So you cannot pick and choose what you think you should say and what you shouldn't say.
See,
you are getting into this covenant with this man. You don't think if you have a debt of that magnitude, the man should know about it.
I mean, I'm sure they will probably say, "Oh, I have student loan, no."
But
it
wouldn't
like
be
sometimes
point
it's
not
to
on
say
your
the number.
mind. Yeah.
But a child, that one there is no excuse.
That one
like,
is
what?
not an excuse.
I just think that sometimes people just decide that I'm not lying, but I'm not telling.
That one is there, though. I omit information.
No, I think it's more.
That's lying.
It's
not lying. It's
how,
omitting.
You know, like we usually act we usually act to people according to how we want to be acted to. I don't know if you make any sense, but
no.
It didn't make any. Let me
the English didn't add up.
Not really. Let me explain it. Like in terms of, let me use love language as an example. You see how like maybe I love gifts, right? I will try to give people gifts because that's how I receive love. So I like
that's
to.
Me, yeah.
You see that example, and so it happens. It happens with, like you said, information that I want to deliver to people. Maybe this information doesn't mean anything to me, so maybe it means a lot to you.
So you may think it's not important
to the person.
So you see what I'm saying?
So you don't think that finances are important.
Oh,
maybe to you debt is important, but maybe to me I'm taking care of it.
Okay. So
that's the thing.
Let's not call it debt. Don't you think finances are important?
Oh,
I think finances are very important. You have to have conversations
which
about
part of the finances are you willing to talk about? Which part are you?
Oh, you should talk about all of it.
But how much I make, how much is coming in, how much I have in my savings, how much. The savings part I like to omit too. Just
to me, I would disclose everything because if you are going to be married, I feel like
you're going to know. Yeah.
So we should know. But there are some things that it's not
how
like
many
I'm
credit cards I have.
it.
Yeah, it's not in my head.
It's just like student loan. I don't think I ever told Dennis how much I owe with student loan, to be honest. Because it's like,
you know why he doesn't really care about it?
What?
Because you gave her the vibe that I'm gonna marry you and we're gonna do this together.
Yeah.
The moment you come to a man and you tell the man that I'm gonna protect myself, you open a window.
I hear that part. Yeah, I think I get your point. But what I'm saying is, like, for example, what I just told you, right? Someone will be like, "Oh, you didn't tell me that," but it wasn't intentional. I was like, "Oh, I'm paying already, so they're gonna take it automatically from my account. I'm just letting you know how to get a loan, so they take this amount."
It's like meeting the guy and say, "I have electric bill." We all know you have electric
bill. Me myself, crying. No, I don't even know the amounts that I.
No, because it's America. If I went to school,
no, that's
you should know that there's student loans.
Some people went to school and they don't owe student loans.
No.
Some people actually, there are a lot of people. You know, student loans. Most of the student loans we don't really need it.
That's true. Me, I took it because I want to chop the money.
Yeah. Most of the student loans we didn't really need the money. We took them.
I needed it because I needed to pay rent.
That's what student loans.
That's what I'm saying. Like I didn't have anyone.
Well, the prenup, bro.
I didn't have anyone to help me, like, outside school. So I needed that loan through the student, like,
So you took money irresponsibly. I mean, you could have gotten a job.
Oh, a lot of.
Because a man will say you're irresponsible.
So there are people that are paid like $700.
Nah, something like this.
For student loan.
Oh, me, I don't pay.
Me, I'll sign a prenup. Say your student loans back. You took it irresponsibly.
No, they gave it to me. It was just a refund and reject. Why would I reject refund?
That's not a refund though.
I know. It was sweet money. Let me say it like that.
So I'm looking at it like, your husband didn't ask anything like that because you all clicked, you all decide to build things.
I was very open. I was open book.
Yeah, you all decide to build things together. I believe that the moment that you go to a man or you go to a woman and you tell the woman, "Hey, I think we should do this."
Yeah.
What the woman or the man thinks is, okay, you are looking out for yourself.
Okay.
This was supposed to be a team sport.
I would feel that way too.
This is supposed to be a team sport. You are looking out for yourself this time. So in my view, then I have to look out for myself too.
Exactly. And that's fair enough.
Yes. So that is when the man will also bring some stuff and say, hey, listen, okay, then
The
let's
house
do
and
this.
the car.
Of course. You know men and their motorbikes? Baby! You're not going to sit on my motorbike. You know.
That's why I was saying about the example of how people feel is the way they, the example that I made, with the love language, Because for me, I have nothing, so I feel like we're about to be one. So what is the point of me signing this, say, like, when we get divorced, you can't take this? Like, maybe I just don't think that way. I don't know. I mean, people have the right reason to sign the prenup, though,
Personally,
like, to be honest.
I feel like, go ahead.
Oh, no, go ahead.
I feel like if you have a reason to sign a prenup, don't get into the marriage. It will be better for you.
You still don't get into marriage?
Yeah, don't get into it.
I agree.
If you are going to a relationship,
sign it
with a doubt before you even get into the.
See, that's my problem.
Yeah, then you
it's like
shouldn't
the
get
moment
into
it's
it.
not a
sign it,
doubt. It's not a
like,
doubt.
Yes, it is.
No, it's not. Nobody gets into marriage with, the idea of divorce, right? Let's be honest.
Okay,
Majority
so
of the
why
people
would
that
you-
that have been
You've
divorced.
already thought about
Majority of
divorce
the people
before you
that
sign
have
the
been
paper.
divorced, no, they don't have it in their mind that they want to divorce.
And
Just that in marriage, we always, me personally, before I go into anything, I'm very good on pros and cons. There's a possibility it will work. In anything I do, I don't care what anybody says. Lately, I go in with the pros and the cons. Possibility it will work, possibility it will not work. So why not protect myself for if it doesn't work?
See, for me, that's a thinking error.
No.
It is.
You know why I think that way? Based on how I've grown up, based on what I have seen everybody go through, based on what I've personally experienced, it's better for me. I think this weekend we're talking about a relationship, a boyfriend, girlfriend that they thought they were going to, they were planning, so they bought a property together, and guess what? Now the relationship is over.
See, that's
And
useless.
so now they're now going through a court battle. Nobody plans say you're going to break up. You always have a good intention that this is forever. This is I do till death do me part. But life happens, and people do people. People be peopling. You get what I'm saying? So to protect myself from having to deal with that down the line, I would rather protect it. If divorce happens, go with what you came in. I go what I came in. God bless you. Let's move. To me, I look.
Do you believe that
That's just me.
marriages that will end in divorce, they knew at the beginning?
Based on what she's saying,
Some of them do.
No, I'm just saying, like, do you
Some of
think?
them.
there are some people that go into relationship with a view that
It won't. It can.
I have an agenda. I'm just going in to get
Because that's what it's giving me.
something.
You
Yeah.
know, like when someone
Yes.
come to me and say,
No.
"Let's
That is
sign-"
that is the
That's
whole.
how I
That's the whole
feel.
vibe.
Like,
That's the
it's
whole.
like, oh, you letting me sign this? Like, are you even here for real?
I'm here for
You know
real.
what I mean? Like, it's
Let's
like,
take money.
what is your fear?
No.
Why are we signing
My
this?
fear
Why are we
is
doing this?
my fear is you might be coming to me based on what you've seen that I have, which we do that a lot. We go to people based on what we see, but to take materialistic view out of the picture, no. Let's just take what I have. Like I used Tia Mori last time when she was I think recently because she did an interview and then she was asked about the whole prenup situation, and she said for her she made her millions. Way before she met her husband, which we all know this. When she met her husband didn't even own a car, right? So for her, no, her parents were like, to take the mindset of, because when the guy came, a lot of people thought he was there for what she had and whatever. So to take that idea out of the situation, let's just sign a prenup that whatever you come in with is what you leave with. Whatever I come in with is what I leave with, to protect the marriage, so that we take the whole mindset. Then I
How's
don't have
that going to protect the marriage?
because then I don't have in my head that, oh, is this guy here for what I have? Is
You
this
can
guy
still
here for
have
what I
that
have?
mind, though.
And that's how I'm prenup.
No, I'm just saying you can sign it and still have that back.
Of course, but at least I know my asset is protected. No, you guys.
So do you
that's
understand
all
where
I'm
she's
saying.
coming from?
I get it that you can sign it and still have that
No,
mindset.
so
But at least in
basically,
this case, my asset
basically,
is protected.
before you put yourself in the situation, you have already anticipated the breaking day.
You don't anticipate it. Do you anticipate that people will be evil to you when you meet them?
That's why we don't sign a prenup. Life is about risk. You move in
Right
with-
now, all my friends are signing prenup too.
What do they have, though?
Even you're signing prenup. My bad, all of you are signing prenup.
So
This girl, especially, she has to sign a prenup when it comes to our friendship.
me looking at the prenup. Okay, this is how my understanding of marriage
Yeah, I
is.
want to know.
Is, in my view, a man is going to grab a woman, whether they understand or they do not understand. That's my view of marriage. Take care of the woman. Make the woman happy. Give the woman things that she needs in her life. Make her happy.
Yeah.
That's what a man does for a woman. Provide her with security. Provide her with shelter. All this stuff,
Yeah.
you know, and safety. That's all what men do.
Right.
That's our job. If me, the guy, that I'm going to provide all these things for you, you come to me and say, you have this, you don't want me to have access to
That's
that.
very iffy. I don't know.
When you
How I
come to
feel.
me with that, well, why should I do it for you then?
It's like it make the
Do
man
you know
feel
most?
like, I
Do you
felt
know most
good,
men?
yeah.
Most men work so hard, and by the, let's say when they are in their 70s, the women are always stronger than the men.
Of course.
Of course.
Right.
You know.
So this man is thinking that when I go down, this woman takes care of me. You understand?
And it always like that though.
Yes.
Always like
So when the man start thinking like, if I just sense a sense of doubt,
See?
this woman is,
Thank you for that.
you know, that's how we start thinking. Okay, then maybe you didn't come to marriage.
And they also
Half
start
of-
doing it for their
half
family.
of the men
instead
that
of-
Yeah.
half of the men that think every guy that say you are successful, that any woman comes into your life, you always have doubt. Is she here for the right reasons? Let's not pretend they
I
don't.
don't
That's
think
not
men
true.
think
Not
they
for
don't-
men. It's
I
women.
can come and spend your money.
Yes, that's our job.
If that is true, then a man who is
Rich will
not
never-
go to a village to bring
Yeah.
Well,
A
then,
woman
ladies,
that has
it looks like the
nothing.
men don't think. No, then we can also justify the men don't think. They
they
just
do.
go.
What do you mean, men don't think?
No, because as a
them,
successful
But
man,
what do you think?
as a
men don't
successful
think?
man, you should protect what you have.
No.
He's about
Let-
to
let-
have
let-
family with this woman.
Don't do that. Then you do that, they'll come after me that I
I'll
can't.
come for
No,
you.
don't do that. We're supposed to be on the team together. No,
Because
no.
in a month and a man
Bill Gates
fight,
right
another
now.
man
Bill
fight.
Gates right now. Any woman that goes to him, not even Bill Gates, because he said that he doesn't even make anything. What is that new guy's name? Tesla,
Musk.
Elon Musk. If any girl goes to him, I have a feeling that in the back of his head he knows that this girl is here for my money.
Let me tell you this.
They can
Let-
always
let-
feel it though. It doesn't
let-
So
no,
then
no,
what is
no,
wrong for a
no,
woman
no,
to
no.
feel it?
No, let me tell you this. Let me tell you this.
stress my life
The
out.
the man's job is to take care of a woman.
That's your job. It's not my job.
Now, hold on. Let me finish. That's why when the Titanic was sinking, men were putting down their lives to
Yeah,
save
that one was madness. I'm
to
sorry.
save women. That's how society has always been.
Period.
When
you are our protector.
Russia is dropping bombs
They
on
pick up women
Ukraine,
and stuff first,
it's the
yeah.
men that are facing to fight. You understand? Our job is always to provide.
And protect.
What I'm trying to tell you, that's why when men get home and there's no food, they get pissed off. They feel like I have done my part of the deal and you are not doing
This
yours.
situation, food.
So let me men are wired differently
Men are wired to provide.
from
right?
how women
I
are
wasn't
wired.
wired to provide.
What I'm trying to say is that the moment that the provider feels that the person that he is risking his life to provide
It's protecting her.
is protecting herself only.
Perfect.
That's how it
Calm
sounds
down.
like that.
Hold on.
Yeah.
The man was wired to do what? Keyword. No, answer.
Yeah,
Give me
To
to
protect and
protect.
provide.
to do what? Protect it. My job was not to protect and
But-
provide.
but-
So what?
but
are
don't
you
forget-
protect- So what? No,
So
no, no.
why are you protecting
I'm protecting.
your-
No,
It
no,
becomes
no,
a
no, no.
conflict for
no,
the
no, no.
man.
It doesn't. It doesn't. Hold on. A man's job is to do what? Protect
You don't know.
and provide. My job is not to come and provide for you.
Right.
Right.
How are you providing for you
calm
because of your
down.
assets?
Wait. So if I'm coming with $1 million, it's providing for you.
How?
It is.
You know, some men will not. You can be a millionaire, but they don't
Guys.
need anything from you, though, right? You know that.
But you see, men don't even like. There are a lot of men, even when their wives buy stuff for them, why you keep spending money on
their
these?
ego
We
will allow
don't
them for you
want
to-
it.
I want to meet
Yeah.
that type of man.
No, men are like that. To be
That's-
honest,
that's
Even
how
if
we
they're
are.
not- They're not rich.
That's how we are
Their ego
wired.
will not allow them for you to. always
Guys,
take care
all
of
I'm
them.
saying is, since it's not my job to provide and protect, whatever I come into marriage with, I'm keeping my whatever I can.
But what
with.
I'm saying is, what I'm
Since
also trying
men
to
don't
tell
like when women buy them stuff and
you
provide for
how,
them, I'm gonna keep the money.
you know how we are protectors, right? We are chief protectors. You know, the same way that you think you are trying to protect, we can do it better than you do. You know how you are trying to protect what you got. Men are territorial. We protect what we have. We are naturally like that.
Right.
That's why most of the time women keep saying, "Oh, they are trying to control me. They are trying to control me." We are territorial people. That's who we are. We protect what we have.
There's a difference, though.
If you give,
same line.
yeah, if you give me the vibe that you are not on my team, I protect myself.
See, that's the word. Thank you.
If you,
Because when you go to a man and be like, sign a prenup, it's like, wait,
Sorry.
We are not on the
separate?
same
We
team.
are not on the
Question.
same team.
So what if I don't disclose how much I have and I don't tell you? I didn't disclose. You didn't sign a prenup, right? But no. I put it in offshore account. I did offshore accounts, right? And I didn't disclose it and tell you like, oh baby, I have da. And there was no prenup. There's no prenup. You won't come see it on my Capital One account, my Chase account, because it's offshore.
of course.
How about would y'all be okay with that?
And
Since
then,
there's
are
no
you going to be
prenup.
okay with that, though?
I'll be very okay.
But
If
look
my
at
husband
it.
doesn't know.
But look at it from this point of view.
They will find out one day.
But look at it. Look at it from this
I
point
can
of view.
pretend.
Marriage,
I follow.
it can be the marriage can be null and void based on deceit.
Exactly.
How did
That's
I
very
deceive? No,
deceitful.
it's not.
Yes,
It's the
it
same
is.
way. No.
Intentional.
It's the same way you
didn't
guys
tell
said.
him.
No, it's the same way y'all just said. Student loans, right? You didn't bring it up to your husband. Your husband can also say it
I
was
didn't hide
deceit.
it from
But
him.
I didn't hide it.
I told him.
I didn't
that
hide
was
it.
student loan.
Me, I didn't tell him.
didn't tell him how much.
Okay, so I can tell him, oh, baby, I have money in the account. I just perfect. You don't have a case here. Move.
You see,
No, you guys, you're
the
not
reason why
understanding.
the reason why we are having this conversation again is some young woman will think
It's
they will,
okay.
Sign it.
that they do not understand how the men take information like that. You see, one thing that I always say all the time is we are not the same.
We not.
You understand? A billionaire,
We speak
a
different languages.
billionaire will invite a 19-year-old girl to a dinner. A woman who, a lady who's never worked in her life
Exactly.
before, a billionaire will do that.
'Cause it's
That's
a
how,
man's show.
That's how men are wired.
Yes.
But when men feel like you are trying to take advantage of me, men become very aggressive and women cannot stand it. And that's why there's a lot of people, you know how some people, they will take care of the woman, take care of them, and then the women start working and all of a sudden they start hiding money and the man father turn into a fight. It's not that.
Because it's painful, though.
But
It's
some,
very
yes,
hurtful.
but
It's
some
very
women
hurtful.
will be like, oh, but you were doing it before I started, so why do I have to?
You were doing what?
You know how you
working and providing.
providing for me. Why is it because I started work? We have to. It's not that. It's the principle of it. And that's what so many people do not understand, that men think differently the way that women think.
But you know the cause of that thing.
What?
When a woman start hiding stuff. I know she's happy when you said that. When a woman start hiding, like, you know, because there's a few group that I joined on Facebook. I think it's
Okay.
called Tell It Mom or Tell It All. When they someone will bring their
Your
problem
stories.
and then they will, you know, counselors on social media will counsel them and give them advice and all that kind of stuff. And
Social media advice.
and I feel like it starts from infants. Even when you're about to get married, when you are young, they tell you. Let me say in the Tree dialect, it sounds better like that. About fa a cabra, a koknufi, and fa unya dia fabra fi, something like that. Like, you know,
Yeah.
whatever you get, bring it home, and the debt goes to your husband. So I feel like they don't know the depth of this sentence, no, like what they tell us. It makes the woman think that, like, oh, because I see them on internet advising other women. Oh, if you make sure you build and like height. Like, people advise people to make
Yeah.
properties.
Build
I've
it
had a
high.
family
Yeah.
member
Yeah.
tell me that.
And me, when I see that, I'm thinking, because the family that you are creating is important, the family that you leave behind.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like, this is something that you are creating. For me, that's how I think. The family that I'm creating, like what I have now, is very important to me, that, because if I divorce right now and go home and go stay with my mom, after so 2 weeks, you get tired of me.
That's
They will start talking nonsense to you. Wakaba. You know, stuff like that. So for me,
Call it Nkobisi.
they would even give you names. So for me, I think when I see that, I'm just like, why are we looking at marriage in a different lens? It's like a battle. Like, oh,
Okay.
make sure. Like,
Let me-
it scares me when I see things like this. Like, Are we on the same page? I understand. Don't trust people fully. Don't even trust your own family you came from. You can't trust anybody.
I
period.
understand that though, but then we've seen situations where I don't know if you guys have, but I've seen one personally where her and her husband built together. She was building before the husband. I think she was a nurse before the husband and that whole situation. The guy later emptied, like you said, a marriage is two people coming together. This is it was here in Columbus. She's a family member of ours. And later, as the marriage went on, they had kids. Of course, I think they have 2 or 2 kids. And then they built everything together. Like you say, you don't hide anything. She was making money before. If I say bread, she was one of the nurses that were making bread.
Was the man making anything?
The man later, like in Kakra, and then later the man literally went to the bank. And if you have a joint account, whoever gets to the bank first can either empty the account and close the account. You know that, right?
Yeah, I know.
Okay, so what the man did was literally went to the bank. Went to the bank, emptied the account, and left them $5.50 in the account, right? And she had nothing hidden. Mind you, people were advising her before to like keep some on the side just in case of anything. When the man started acting up, people cared, but she was like, "This is my husband." She believes in the whole loyalty in marriage and whatever. And her account was emptied. Literally empty. And this is not like the first story. That's a common thing in Columbus here that we hear a lot, right? So in this situation, let's just say the money that she was making prior to them, they got married, she had locked some in an account and kept it to herself. In a situation like that, her kids went up. And mind you, they were in an apartment and the lease was almost over. And she had nothing yet. She had nothing. So she's working, but the money is all gone. So now you have to now wait on a 2-week paycheck in order for you to build up. If she had money on the side and kept it out, okay, I had this before this man came. During this situation, guess what happened? She has something to fall on. So I think people advising that keep something on the side is just for situations like this, which has become very common in Columbus. Let's be honest.
Kumasi, I want to hear your take.
So in something like that, I would support it. My mom even told me the same thing.
What I was saying is, for you to build a whole property and stuff like that, that's the advice they give.
But bank advisors, even there's a bank advisor, I think it was Fifth Third, that gave an advice that whatever account that you have, you don't have to disclose it to your husband. That was the advice that I think he gave to the lady that day.
You see, you cannot.
I know you're saying that outliers, but now it's become very common.
You cannot even be taking advice from people that have not even been in marriage, and they are telling people like, "Oh,
no, but I'm saying this woman,
this is how you got to do it." Okay, with the situation that you just described,
her kids won't be stranded.
With the situation that you described, it's a wicked man. It is theft.
Like
so. All I'm saying,
hold on.
Why not protect what I have?
Let me finish. You understand? This is somebody stealing from somebody. It got nothing to do with the marriage. It's somebody stealing.
Individual.
It's a bad person decides that I'm gonna steal.
So when people divorce and they take half, it's not considered stealing?
No.
You still left for half though. You can still build on
no.
it.
If I build something, why you think I'm working so hard?
For the wife and the kids.
And the sister. Don't do that.
If it wasn't for my wife and my kids, bro, I'll be living in Sullivan, $300 a month.
I like how you don't include your sister in
how much I pay for my mortgage?
Sullivan is what, $500?
$300 a month. Interest.
Sullivan.
$2.
$300 a month. Internet.
Sullivan is like $200.
Wait, where is that at?
Internet.
It's ghetto. It's okay. I'm glad we.
I'm glad. What I'm saying,
it's
me. If it was left for me, I have lived in the slums. I grew up in the slums. I went to school in the slums. I understand. That is me.
Ghetto.
You know why I wouldn't want to live there? I want my wife to be secure.
Yes.
I want my kids to be secure. Yeah. I want to be able to do all this. If it was left for me, I would only work 15 hours a week. And
You'll probably live in a studio.
I don't care. That is me as a man.
That's true.
So if somebody asks me that if your wife take money from you, why should I be angry because my wife took money? If my wife right now takes money from me, regardless of the situation, my wife is gonna take care of my kids. These kids bear my name. They are me. So
the kids are you, right? Thank God. No, wait, hold on. I like that. Thank God for legal systems that set up things for alimony and child support. Your wife takes care of you, but the court can allocate money that like your wife will get. Like what's his name? Oh, Portia Williams' husband. They're divorced. Him and his ex-wife are divorced, but she gets monthly allowances. So that can also be set up. If we divorce, my husband gets... Mary J. Blige is paying allowance to her ex-husband. Right? So if we divorce, my husband gets a set allowance. The court...
But you asked that question.
Yes, I'm asking. So why can't the court appoint?
But hold on. You asked that question that... So your husband getting money from you, is that not...
No, my husband is getting
half.
That's you asked. My husband is getting half of what he didn't make.
Not stealing,
but then it's stealing.
But what you...
But then if I'm giving... Yes.
If somebody goes behind
your...
If somebody go behind... If somebody go behind...
That one is a wicked person.
Men, naturally, when problems are in the house, men will grab their small backpack and they will leave everything for the woman. And they will still pay. It doesn't even have to go through a court system or anything. Some of them will, yeah. Men
Some of them will. Not all.
Most men will naturally pay.
Yeah.
Most men, when they leave the home, they pay. Most men, when they leave the home, they leave home to calm down. So things...
Not the Ghanaian
things will calm down. We do that. What you are saying is, I'm going to protect me.
So yes, if I protect me and let the court, if let's say I have more money, right? I'm gonna let the court decide on how much he gets spousal every month and the kid.
But is that not what you are saying, that you are not gonna agree? What you are saying that you don't want to pay no man?
I'm not giving him half of my property. Half. I will let the court decide. I'm gonna give $500 every month for alimony. Get a job.
Let me tell you. Let me tell you this. Let me tell you this.
I have no words
so if people have that kind of mentality, what is going to happen is, then don't marry somebody that you know you're going to make more money than. Because marry somebody that you know you're going to make more money than. Because per the law, whoever makes more money balance the other person out.
Make sure I make more money.
You know. And the more you make, the more you balance it.
I'll calm down.
you know what I'm saying? The more money that you make, the more you balance the man.
Yeah.
Men normally don't even fight for women's
I was even
property.
about to ask, so it's up there.
Men
don't actually want that.
God bless them that they don't fight. Yes.
Do you know why? Do you know why some men do that? You know why some men do that?
Take the money.
No, when you make them. Remember,
remember
I told you that men are protectors. We are territorial. The moment you make the men feel that, I'm trying to use you, that's how they be. And when we are hitting back, we hit aggressively. It's not like how
aggressive.
It's not how women hit back, you know. So the woman will sit down and say, I wouldn't have done that. It's not what you wouldn't have done.
It's what you started.
Yes. So that's what I'm saying. Do not plant that seed. When the moment that seed get planted, you water it. Because that's how we are, naturally are.
And with this lady situation that you said, like Kumasi said, the man is just wicked. And the person has been very genuine to you, they are open to you. And you said a key word. He started acting up.
Okay. So in this case, if a woman goes into another relationship, somebody like that, she'll protect what she has.
Which I understand.
So would that be okay?
So maybe she shouldn't even get into a relationship.
What if she does? Love is love. Love is love. So if I'm protecting what I have,
how was the man acting up? Like, what was he doing?
He started not doing it or messing around with other women or the young kids. Even me, he came to holla at me. Even me.
And I'm lying. In that case,
so that's not even an issue.
So in that case, you agree with the post now.
It's not about.
Hold on. Wait.
Listen.
I'm not even coming to say anything. I will start doing my own on the side. So what's that?
So that one is advisable.
Marriages. Listen. When if you are in a car with somebody and the person is driving to kill you, you don't sit in for the person to kill you.
What do you do?
Listen to what I'm saying. What do? You find a way out. Listen.
If you have to jump, in the case jump.
Let me say it. I'm outside. I turn over, this building is on fire.
I'll run.
This building is on fire. Are you gonna stand in here and say that? I'm gonna wait till 911.
No. Of course, that is common sense.
What she's trying to say is, you are in a situation with somebody. You have seen this person is doing something. Do something to protect yourself. So that is different from you coming freshly into marriage. Nothing has happened.
Because that advice they're giving to the people in the social media. It's like, perfect. Me, I've been through this, so It's the ones that are bleeding on others. I've been through this.
It's not them bleeding.
It is.
I get where you're coming from, right? You're saying perfect. She should protect herself. So me that I'm not married, that this person is close to me, I'm learning so that I don't make the same mistake that
But you're not gonna marry the same person.
I get it. I understand. I understand I'm not married. Me, I would never marry her. I would never marry the same person. Yes, I get it. But to protect my assets so that, yes, the person... No, I understand what you're saying, that I will not marry the same thing.
I think Jasmine doesn't really understand where we are coming from.
I get where you guys are coming from.
Where are we coming from?
You're coming from the fact that...
Where are we coming from? Tell us where you're coming from.
It's two separate people.
No, tell us.
No, you guys are saying it's two separate people and marriage, yada, yada. All I'm saying is...
We didn't say yada, yada.
All I'm saying is, what I see in your marriage, right, that I may not like, right, is what I'm going to make sure that I don't repeat. Like, if I say, the way I talk...
But marriage is not math. That's why you are making a big mistake. Listen.
Calm down.
And you judge it by yours.
No.
Wrong.
Like, okay, no.
Different personalities.
Maybe there's some characteristic. No, I get where you're coming.
The person is not the same. There's no common characteristics.
Guys, calm down.
The marriage is that.
I get it. They have a saying, say, "Who be a dying, right?" So to say insure and put it next, insure is water, right? To get water and put it next to mine is to make preventative measures, to set preventative measures, so that, guess what, my house.
You know the preventative measures that you have.
So the preventative measures I'll put in place for my marriage is sign a prenup.
When you sign a
prenup, mind your money. I mind my money.
Measure that you have to put in place is to not to take a bomb. That's the problem. Women go around picking bombs, and they go around. Have you?
What do you mean picking bombs?
Hold on.
It's my money.
Have you seen a video where there was this lady going around? Oh, this guy don't pay child support. He doesn't do this. And then the guy was like, it's women like you that open your legs for this kind of guys, and then you come around and then you
but when I meet the guy,
let me finish. You understand it when I finish. These women on social media.
I don't want you to win this one.
These women on social media, what they are doing is they took bad characters into relationships. They get, they want to play the men's game. That's why I keep saying that. When it comes to that game, you cannot.
Feminism.
No, producer, please stop saying yes. Because what if the men also bring their bad characters?
Let me finish. When I finish, you can also say. When you go into this game, so these women that go around like, oh, don't do this, don't do this. This guy did this. This guy did this. Don't do it because of them. They are pushing their personal
experience on you.
On people.
Perfect.
Don't listen to
Don't listen.
Because what happened is. So what happened with these women is they go into relationship expecting they don't want to do anything. They want to receive, but they don't want to give.
You can't do that.
And then men are like, oh, okay, we are the number one bullshitters. So
if
we have to do that, we can do it better than you. So we hit hard.
Those sons of...
Remember, I used the lady's situation. You go slap a man, he come with a brick.
Oh, yeah, he did.
So this man came with a brick, and now you are complaining, oh, look how my face is swollen. Maybe you shouldn't have slapped in the first place. So that is what is happening. So when he comes around, when this woman when she comes around, she doesn't tell you, okay, I did this, I did that. That's why this happened.
Exactly.
They don't tell you, but they only tell you, do not do this. Before you get into a relationship, do this.
You ask them, what did you do?
As a young woman, maybe you are coming up, you have a young guy who likes you. Both of you like yourself. You cherish yourself. You're getting into a relationship. And then you are sitting on Facebook, on social media, whatever, listening to this kind of advice. Okay, you are thinking, oh, maybe I have to start protecting myself. And then you take that energy, you go give to this guy. But this guy says, oh, okay, maybe I have to protect myself too. The marriage is set for disaster because the competition has started already.
It's not a competition. Okay, let's just take social media out of the picture.
We can. It's part of it.
Okay, I understand. But I'm saying, if something is close to me, right, and I have learned from it, like, why is it, how... I think last time I used the whole idea of, like, when people say, oh, my parents divorced, right? So, marriage ain't, whatever, right? I get where they're coming from because a lot of times they say that based on their experience, right? So I'm saying signing a prenup based on the experience of this woman losing everything, all in the name of keeping a trust and worthy marriage, right? And losing everything for me, in order so that I don't go through that and I'm left stranded, I would rather protect myself and make sure that I don't get stranded. So if you feel like you're coming in there and because I am choosing to protect myself, you also need to protect yourself, then so be it. But personally, sign the prenup so that if we divorce or if there's a separation, I'm not left stranded. Maybe I think from that perspective, every man should understand.
Okay, I have a question for you. So let's say you didn't have your business, right? And the man comes in, he has money and all that kind of stuff, and he asks you to sign it. Well, how will you feel?
What does he want me to sign?
Genuinely, how will you feel?
Genuinely, I will sign it. He's protected.
How will you feel?
How will I feel? Honestly, I'll ask him questions. Which
You'll be like, I'm just protecting.
You guys know I'm very good at. I'll ask questions.
Said, I'm protecting my properties.
From what? You see? Kumasi, you see this?
No. I know. I know you see it.
It's a question. From what? What are you
from you?
Me? No. No, like me, right? If the guy asks me, Jasmine, what are you protecting yourself from? Say? I'll be like, listen, I saw my auntie go through it. Okay. I saw my mother go through it. I saw my entire women in my family. Well, God forbid they didn't go through it. But anyway, I saw them go through it. So I'm not saying that you are a bad person. I'm not saying that you are, you have evil intentions for me. But I'm protecting the unknown. The unknown. Okay. I'm protecting the unknown because we live in a very wicked world.
Beautiful.
So if the same thing happens and he tells me the same thing, I'll be like, oh, I understand.
Hold on, I want to take a pause. If he repeat the same thing that you just said, there are many in my family, women come and take advantage of them. We are like, we got money and everything. So I'm trying to prevent myself that you don't put me through the same thing. How will you feel?
I will understand.
Jasmine, think about it. How will you feel?
So while she's thinking about
she's not thinking about anything.
But hold on.
It hurts right now.
Whilst you are thinking about it, read this Steven Jackson story that I just sent you.
Okay. Steven Jackson, NBA star, dumped his fiancée at the altar and went to a party after she refused to sign prenuptial agreement. Retired NBA star Steven Jackson didn't go ahead with his marriage to his fiancée, Imani Showalter, after she refused to sign the prenuptial agreement. A prenuptial agreement, often abbreviated as prenup, is a legal document that two people sign before getting married. Its purpose is to specify the division of assets and debts in the event of divorce or separation. It can also address other issues such as spousal support and the right of each partner during the marriage. The terms of a prenuptial agreement are agreed upon by both parties and can provide clarity and security for both individuals in the event of a potential divorce. Sharing his story some time ago, Jackson said that while he was in love with Showalter, if I'm not saying the name right, sorry, in love with Showalter and was looking forward to marrying her, he was never going to walk down the aisle without the contract. The basketball player revealed that the two had previously agreed that they would have a prenup and even understood what the terms of the contract are. However, when they received the document, she mischievously delayed signing it. Steven, we get a prenup back at we get the prenup back at least 3 to 4 months before the wedding. It is all true, y'all. Hold on.
It's all true, y'all.
This is all true, y'all. I give it to her. When I give it to her, she shouldn't be surprised by it because me and her sat down and agreed upon the prenup. The prenup, Jackson says. A month passed, 2 months before the wedding. I'm like, we need to get the prenup signed. So when we get down there to Houston, we ain't got to worry about it. I tell her that like 2 or 3 times. Later, Jackson says that Showalter had another issue. She was adamant about a particular pastor to officiate the ceremony. He explained that later that when he told the clergy that he would not marry her if she did not sign the agreement, the pastor tried to manipulate him by telling him, let God handle it. That's manipulative though. Jackson said that the pastor made it clear that he didn't believe in prenuptial agreement. God is telling me to put a pen in her hand and make her sign the goddamn prenup, Jackson said. That's what God is telling me. So God telling you and me two different things. Jackson and Showalter eventually never married. Instead, Jackson, who dumped her at the altar, says his friend Stefan Marbury DJ'd an impromptu party where the first song was played was Kanye West's Gold Digger. Was he right for leaving her? He was wrong for leaving her at the altar.
So
he should have done it like the night before.
Men come with a brick.
But remember,
that's evil.
He been saying it though.
Yeah, but in this case, I feel like he has the right to leave her because it wasn't like it was like a unscheduled thing. Because he said, I've told her 4 to 3 months before, like, let's get it done. So when we get to Houston, we're just focused on the wedding, right? But she kept delaying the situation. So in this situation, if that's my brother, I'm going to be like, bro, run. Because she has an agenda.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Because if you agree...
What will make you think she has an agenda?
If you agree
You don't
to
think the guy that brought the prenup has an agenda?
No. If you agree to the situation, like...
You see, I think it's even wrong for a man to go
ask
to a
for that.
woman and say...
So I want to know why did he ask for that?
He asked because the man has built... No, I agreed to it. Do you know why? This man has worked hard. Built his business. My brothers right now, my brothers come in the one day woman say, I won't agree to it. But, all I'm saying is the man has worked hard. He told you, prior, like, you and I come into an agreement, come and say, like, let's do this show. We've come to an agreement. And I have said, yes, I'll do the show. Right? Months, I keep asking you. You keep asking me, and I'm like, yes, I'll do the show. And then all of a sudden, I'm like, when it's time for me to do the show, then I come up with every excuse. You would think that, so why did she say she would do the show? She just didn't want to do it. So in this case, she agreed months prior to the marriage that I will sign the prenup. I will sign the prenup. I will sign the prenup. But when the time was getting closer, she was trying to manipulate the situation. In this case, the reason why it won't work was she tried to manipulate the situation by using her pastor. You get what I'm saying? For the pastor to say, God will handle it. So that is manipulation. In this situation, what is actually good? Why are you trying to manipulate me when maybe, like, let's say me, my relationship with God. Okay, I take God very seriously. So if somebody comes and say, God said this, it's like you're trying to manipulate me with what you already know that I like and I care for. It's like people manipulating with their kids. Right? Because this is how the person feels, you're trying to manipulate the situation. In this case, I'll tell him to run. Because in the near future, what can she manipulate?
Okay.
Do you get what I mean?
Yeah.
For a man to walk to a woman and say, sign a prenup is even the dumbest thing I will ever hear.
But what is his reason for doing that, though?
That's what I'm about to say. Women are born with their values already. Women lose. Do you know why back in the day, our forefathers would always give stuff to the woman when the marriage break? You know why? Because day in, day out, women lose their value. Day in, day out, men gain value. Let me explain it to you. Women are born with their value. Okay, so you right now, you don't need to do anything in your life to get a better life. You, as a woman. You don't need to do anything. You will go to a billionaire's row and you see an 18-year-old kid who has never even graduated from college. On a boat with billionaires chilling. You wouldn't see a middle income man over there. You understand? Women are naturally born with their value. And as they are growing, their value depreciates. So what you do to women is when you grab a woman and you put a woman in your house for all this time, they pop babies for you, they've lost value.
That's true, though.
Yes, you have. So you see, you
need one more, not three.
So
you get your value back.
So what happened is when you do that to a woman, okay, how many men are gonna marry a woman with 2 kids already? Most men are want to start their own life. They don't want no drama.
I don't want born 2 men.
Where they are gonna start thinking like, oh, my mother has chosen a husband, and it's a whole lot of drama. People don't, you know what I'm saying? So this is what we are gonna do. This is what you and I are gonna do. And the family comes in and says, no, this woman came in so young, pretty woman. They didn't have all these baggages. Now you give her these baggages. Now you want to leave. So we're gonna take everything you have and give her half.
Yeah, fair enough.
So she can live her life. That's how this whole thing started. Most men knows that when we make decisions to be with women, it's a risk. And we understand this risk before.
Life is a risk, though.
Before we make these moves. You understand? For this guy going to the woman to tell the woman that, oh, let's do this thing. In your mind, what you think the woman should think? In your mind, you the man, that's supposed to be the man.
Protecting gold diggers. Protecting gold diggers.
Go to this woman. Go to this woman and say, sign this. Now the woman is thinking that maybe this guy is trying to get me pregnant, give me 2 kids, and leave him go live his life. That's what this woman is trying to think.
No.
He feels like
then maybe she should mention that.
I would feel some type of way. Like,
I would not.
Why are you letting me sign this? You're about to marry me and have kids for you.
Michael B. Jordan is going to come up to me very soon, right?
Keep dreaming.
Michael B. Jordan will come up to me very soon and tell me, okay, sign this agreement, right? I can amend it. That, okay, I'll sign it. Since you're trying to protect if divorce, then let's put this in here. I guess spousal support. You can amend. I guess spousal support.
What if? Okay, so we don't know the ins of this situation.
Yeah.
But what I'm trying to say is, the moment you go to a woman and say, when
he
everything hit,
she was wrong too.
But hold on. When you go to a woman,
I don't think so.
When you go to a woman and you tell the woman that, but why would you want to even go with somebody that you know is coming for your money in the first place?
Exactly.
Because maybe she brings quality.
You want her quality, but you don't want her.
Like me right now, any man that will marry me, they know they are getting a good thing.
But the thing is,
I don't care. I'm tooting my own horn.
You're getting quality.
Hold on. But you don't want to pay for the quality.
Any man that comes to me, it's not that. He's protecting him. He's protecting himself if a divorce happens. If Steven is my brother.
Why does he think that the divorce is going to happen? Because he knows that the girl... the girl probably is not 100% there.
Then that's what you people say. Nobody's 100%.
No, but
so he knows that the girl is
going for.
Hold on, he might know the girl is not 100%, right?
Why can't he go for somebody else?
I get it, but
who
maybe
proposes to a woman?
You will never.
It's the man.
No woman is 100%. No man is 100%.
Of course.
Maybe he has gotten 80% in this woman, right? The 20% is the question mark.
It's the sacrifice you made.
So I made the sacrifice by signing the prenup.
How you gonna make?
Sign it. But one, this girl is manipulative.
No, she's not.
Yeah, she's manipulative with God.
No, she thought. No, hold on. She thought.
She probably thought about it.
She thought about the situation.
So then amend it and say if there's a.
But hold on. So she thought about the situation, right? She probably say, so what if anything happens? It means this man can just
kids with this man.
This man can just do anything, and I wouldn't even have a say. I'm not gonna sign it. He probably told the pastor. Most women are close to their pastors. Probably called the pastor and say, "Hey, this is what the man that I'm about to marry
is saying.
It's
manipulative."
And she probably didn't read the whole thing.
And I'm not understanding what this guy is saying.
Yeah.
Can you please talk to this guy?
Yeah.
And this guy called you. It's not manipulating. The woman is trying to bargain. Because if I pick you and I go have 3 kids, 4 kids with you, and I leave you. And I say, I have protected.
Gone down.
Yes, and I have protected what I have.
Property.
That's why there's court systems that if
court
you have
kids, you've already signed.
No. You know, after you sign a prenup and a child comes in, there is ways that you can actually the benefits.
So you are just looking at a specific prenup.
Yeah,
you are just looking at a specific.
So if we have kids, who takes care of the kids? We will both have to.
So if we ask, hold on.
Take care of his kids, but
we were reading,
the prenup is between you and him.
No, it's not between you and him. If you and I sign prenup and says that, hey, we are signing a prenup when there's a separation.
It's depending on who is. Yeah, what is in there.
When there is separation, I don't pay you anything. You don't pay me anything.
Yes, but
you cannot take me to child support.
You can.
You can.
Jeezy and the wife. You can. Jeezy and the wife.
Child support is me taking care of my kids.
If you don't take care of them, they can take child support.
You cannot take me to if you have signed legal documents.
Yes, no. Yeah, they can. Child support is different.
How is that different?
Jeezy and Jeannie mine, right? They signed a prenup, so whatever they go into the marriage with, nobody comes. They signed that sealed prenup.
Yeah,
but when it comes to the child support is different.
So and what I'm trying to
you can't put in the contract that you won't take care of your kids.
No, it's not like
that's a social welfare thing.
But listen. It's alimony, not a social welfare.
I get it, but I'm just saying with the kids, no.
Alimony you can put in there.
Alimony is a social welfare thing, right? Yet we put it in prenups. Prenup is the term that
So
you
who
guys
take care of the
agree.
child? Who take care of the child?
But who signed a prenup?
No, you're not getting it. Who take care of the child? No, the child is different.
Most men naturally take care of it.
No, because I read
signed
into
a
it.
prenup
A child is different.
When-
Child
when we-
support is different.
It's
when we
not
get, when we
different.
get divorced,
It
when we
is.
get divorced, right? I don't take anything. You don't take anything. Like I don't owe you anything. I don't. The kids are not part of that.
The kids are not.
You're
What
gonna
I'm trying-
take care of
okay,
your kids.
okay.
If you refuse,
It's
to
a-
take
you
care of
can
your
go to
kids,
jail for
you
it.
will-
So-
we will bill you for child support.
So let me tell you this.
CVJ is dealing with that right now.
So let me tell you this. A prenup is the agreement both of you agree. Depend
Right.
on what is spelled in the agreement.
Right.
Yes.
If I tell you that in case of
We get divorced.
we get divorced, you take your third, I take your
So
my
who
third.
takes the kid?
The
What
kids
do you
are not
mean by
part of
who
the thing though.
What do you mean by who take care of
The kid is not
The
for
kid-
you and I.
So we that's
Okay.
why we put in, if we have kids, maybe we can decide the kids are gonna be with the mom.
Okay.
The kids are gonna do this. It depends on what is spelled.
But
in the
even
contract.
with that, no,
It's
listen,
not like- it's
listen,
not
Even
like-
with that, it could be
Come on, say,
amended.
no.
I've read into
This
it.
one, yeah, I'm
Okay.
not. I'm
Even
not,
with that, the
I'm not
kids are not
listen,
I understand.
included.
even with that, right? Even if putting the thing said like, when you guys split, that let's say dad is gonna have the kids because dad makes more. Let's say the time that you guys get divorced, like,
So basically, what you guys are saying is childcare payment cannot be put in a prenup. That's what you're saying.
it can't.
It can't.
Not the
You
payment.
do not
No,
understand.
it can't.
Payment is that
That's
one
right.
taken.
That's not taken.
Childcare
It cannot.
expenses cannot be in a prenup.
That's what
It
I'm saying.
cannot.
That said,
It
Who
cannot.
told you that?
No, listen,
cannot.
Oh, I wish we could
That's
call a
why
lawyer
I'm saying
today.
that if it's in the prenup that you, like the dad is gonna have the kids, right? When you guys ever get divorced or separated, dad is gonna have the kids. And let's say in this situation, you guys are divorced, right? Dad is not in a condition to have the kids. The court are not gonna give the kids to the dad,
so-
regardless if it's in the prenup or not. They're not gonna give it to the dad.
What do you mean?
If the dad is not in
If
the
we
right.
agree-
According to, I went to a
If
law
the-
firm
the
because
right-
when the Jeezy thing came up, that was they stated a child cannot be written into a prenuptial agreement. Since the prenuptial agreement, since
between the
prenuptial agreement deal almost is solely based on financial concerns, they cannot legally limit and support the rights in regards to the children. The best interest of the children will be decided under the circumstance at the time,
See what I'm
because
saying?
the number of children cannot be decided before.
Yep.
So you can decide some one, but then accidental children happen often. That you can have those accidental ones. Me, I was an accident.
Blessings.
Yeah, blessings.
Yes, mom, you heard them. They said I'm the blessing. I was the accidental child. Prenup might say that the mom will get custody, but the support of the child cannot be determined. So, like,
Okay, so prenup
So
can
is
say.
the current
it can say,
situation,
okay,
that's how they
when we
answer the
divorce, it
question.
can
Because
say,
you can't.
Okay,
you can't
in my
predict
view,
what's gonna happen
in
if-
my prenup, if I sign it, I give you a prenup to sign, and then in the prenup it says that the child, I will have how do they call it?
custody.
of the-
Custody.
Full
custody of the-
that one it can be done.
if I have full custody of the child, right? In that case, you are saying that you would rather have to pay child support to them.
Yes.
Okay,
That's what,
Yes.
that's what
in
you're
this
saying.
situation, it will. When they decide, if it's decided by the courts, yes.
But my part is like just like she said. Let's say we put in before we have kids, right? We put in if we have kids. We didn't state how many kids, right? So that itself, it's iffy. But my point I'm trying to say is there was whatever the situation is after you guys get divorced. Whatever your situation is, that's how they're gonna determine who can have the kids and who's gonna pay what.
Right.
Like that's just how it's gonna be. It doesn't matter if it was a prenup that you were gonna have.
But
the kids. If you are not in the
before we get into the marriage, we have decided that when the marriage break, the kids will live with me.
right.
That one is agreed.
That one cannot be written in
can
the.
be written.
It cannot be written in the prenup.
What
can,
I'm saying
it
is,
can. Whoever has custody of children
No,
can.
listen. What I'm saying is, it can be written that they're gonna live with you. Let's say
And
you,
when the child lives with me, I take care of the
yeah.
child.
Let's
But let's
say
say
you
if the
guys-
man is abusive, they won't give it to
they
the
will
man.
not.
That
They
what
will
they
not,
want.
regardless if it's in
Yeah.
the prenup, but the
So
situation right now.
what if we sign
prenup,
so hold
whatever.
on. We sign a prenup, right? And the woman is abusive.
And they said the kids were gonna stay with a woman.
The
In the
parents will
prenup,
not let it.
in the prenup, the woman is abusive, but we sign a prenup and say So the prenup is basically for us not to go to any lengthy court
I
No,
get
situation.
it.
but they're not.
Is that not what
Dwayne did it. Dwayne Wade did it, but later he got
They're
the
not
kids.
gonna listen.
Yeah, Dwayne
if
Wade
they
did it, but he
state
has
that,
the kids
that in
now.
the prenup that the
Because
mom
the
is
woman was
gonna-
an alcoholic.
The
So
mom
she
is
has
gonna
the kids.
have the kids, and at the
It's money.
let's say the president that
I'm
different.
It's money.
Let's say you still like. Let's say you and the wife like a man and the wife got married. Then the man make a lot of money. They get divorced. They said the kids were gonna live with the dad since he makes a lot of money. In that situation, let's say the dad is alcoholic. He got a lot of money.
The
They're
courts
not
will
gonna
it
give
to
the kids to the
mom. Yeah,
man.
they will not.
Because
of
their
safety.
kids are important. The safety, they're not gonna
Okay.
give the kid.
If
They'll
the-
give
if-
it to the mom.
If the mom is alcoholic.
They're
They'll
not
give it
gonna
to
give
them.
it
They
to
won't give it to the
whoever
mom.
doesn't fit to have kids.
Yeah, that
they
one
don't
they'll
care
look
what
into
is in
it.
the
But you see,
prenup. They're
in that
not gonna give
situation,
it to them.
before when the marriage is going to be dissolved, right? All the courts when there's a prenup, so when you have a prenup, it's basically you have agreed on
Yeah.
what the settlement will be. That's what a prenup is.
Right.
Yes.
So the
but
court,
then,
it doesn't even go to court.
no,
It's
it will.
arbitrary.
For
It
the
can go
safety
to
of the
court.
kids.
It is
If
only.
kids come in,
but
it
hold on,
will-
hold on.
yeah.
It is only when somebody is not understanding what's going. That's why you can push the case to court.
So would you put
if
your
it's already
child-
arbitrary?
Okay. So
it doesn't go to
I-
court.
if I have
get your
signed the
point, yeah.
prenup,
But
if
what
I
I'm
signed
saying
the
is
prenup,
we
my
sign
husband
it.
is abusive.
I'm not gonna
I'm
take
not
my
going to
kids.
give
That
my
is
kid. I'm going to
so
fight.
basically
They're
that
not
is
even-
different.
The
That
mom
is
doesn't
different.
even have text to court because when you guys are getting divorced, they will
The
ask you
courts
why.
come
The
in, yeah, the
court will
courts
ask you
do
why the
come in.
divorce is coming in place, right?
When we are getting divorced, listen.
It goes to court.
Dissolution. So there's dissolution and there's divorce. Divorce is when there is contempt, when we are fighting over stuff, when we are not agreeing. That's when
And
there's
then
divorce.
dissolving the marriage.
Dissolution is different. Dissolution is when both of us have agreed that
I-
the marriage
Okay,
have to
so
come to
at
it
that
doesn't
point,
go to court.
there should be a reason.
It doesn't go to
But
court.
it-
Yeah,
there should
but
be
the
a reason,
marriage,
right?
the children.
You guys
Yeah,
don't
they
give
should-
reason.
so this
So
is
the
what-
reason about the reason is the woman or the man is abusive. They are gonna take it.
So
to the extent
if that is the reason, then it is not dissolution. Then you are even doubting the prenup situation you have at hand. So let's say we sign a prenup. Listen to me very carefully. We sign a prenup and say that the child is going to be with you, right?
if anything happens.
If anything's happened, the child is going to be with you, and then your behavior you started smoking, drinking, doing drugs, and all that. What I need to do is to break the prenup, and that's why we go to court to break the prenup. It's the court that will break the prenup. Prenup is there to say that we have agreed on a situation in case that we have
I will
we have to
research more on
dissolve.
this.
Yeah, we have to dissolve the marriage.
But I feel like the court itself are gonna say that you don't fit to have the kids.
But what I'm
Regardless
saying
if
is
it's
that
a prenup or not.
the court will not even know about our situation.
I'll take you there.
Unless somebody decides that I'm not agreeing.
Yes,
with
because
what
you
is
don't
going
fit to
on.
have my kids,
That's why
I'm
you have a
taking you
case
to
to go
court.
to
The
court.
most recent popular prenup situation which is happening with Jeezy, the rapper, and his wife Jeannie Mai. One of the things that Jeezy is stating is that Jeannie wants to walk the child to school, and he doesn't feel like it's safe because she has.
Is she okay?
She's Asian, rich Asian. So, but then I feel like walking my child to school is not because I'm a celebrity does not mean anything. But I'm using
But
it.
Jeezy is from the street. He's looking at it from the
safe-
street
you
point.
see?
But I'm using in a case of I think she has custody, or he's trying to give her custody of the kid. But because of that, for safety reasons, he is fighting it. In a situation,
So in that situation, if there was a prenup, the prenup
there's a
would be
prenup.
broken.
The prenup is being broken.
Yes.
That's what they're fighting right
Because if you don't break
Well,
the
it's not
prenup,
breaking
you
it,
cannot
you're
gonna
fighting.
go to court and say what we have agreed. Okay, so let's say if I
For
sign a
the
contract with
safety
you,
of the child, I feel
hold on,
like
hold on.
that can.
It's not what you feel. You
They
are the
can,
lawyer.
though.
The
No, I'm not
child
saying
No,
that.
come on, so look into it. Look into it.
Let
I
me- let me-
will
let-
too.
let me-
Don't worry.
let
When
me-
I sign
let me
my
explain.
prenup, I got you guys.
Let me explain
I
this.
got
to you.
you.
What I'm trying to say is, when there is an agreement and that we sign the agreement, court do not come in again. The only time court comes in is when I am telling
not
you
on the same page.
we are not on the same page. We've already agreed to be on the same page. Court do not come in again. The only time kids are on child support is because somebody went to court, right? Kids don't just go and fall on
Of
child
course, you have
support.
to report it.
Somebody gotta go to court. So when somebody is not agreeing to what is on the prenup, it means they're trying to break the. That's where you go to court. So if you agree with me as a husband and say, "Oh, you are gonna keep the kids and you are not fighting the prenup," you cannot just go to court because I have a document, a legal document that you have signed that you are saying that you are going to take care of the kids, right? The only way the court can reverse that decision is for you to prove that That's
that's what I'm saying.
and that's the same thing I'm telling you.
So if you go there,
then it means you are not sticking to the prenup.
Why will I stick if you are? If
That's
you
the
are
point.
my
So
kids?
what's the point of the prenup?
I don't agree.
So what's the point of the prenup?
Guys,
There's
There's no point.
there is a hold on.
There's no point.
But if I have to put my kid,
Yeah,
For
there's
the
no point.
safety of my children, we are breaking the prenup. If let's say I agree that you will keep the kids, I understand.
But why will you sign a document at the point that you have to go fight to break it?
Like me right now, my prenup will include my children.
Okay.
I just got the idea.
Okay.
Before it was just my money. Before
No,
before it was my $2 before marriage. No, right now I've realized that I have to include my kids since Kumasi, because I have a feeling that when Kumasi meets my future husband, he's going to advise him that, let you know.
Don't sign.
Yeah, no, not that don't sign. He might advise him wrongly. So me, I'll put in there that if there's a divorce, I keep the children. You get what I'm saying?
It goes to prenup all the time. It goes to prenup.
Fine. But let's say I get married and I become abusive. My husband can take me to court and then get the kids.
So you put that clause in it.
No, I won't.
So in that case, for your husband to be able to
he has to go to court.
You got to go to court.
Yes.
To fight the prenup. That even though I signed this document, it cannot be valid.
He better have proof that I'm abusive and I'm an alcoholic. If he doesn't have
how
proof,
it is, especially when the child is with the kids.
Yeah.
If he doesn't have proof,
you are in that service. You know how hard it is to.
If it's not physical, it's hard.
It's not easy. What I'm trying to say all this time we've been having this conversation is marriage is risk. People get into marriage.
It is with the wrong intentions.
But I'm telling you, there's a woman that I know. She got married, beautiful young lady. Going to deliver, she paralyzed.
It happens though.
It's a risk that she took. She's paralyzed.
Imagine this.
So you think about it. This woman is paralyzed. The man can decide that I can't marry.
Of course,
and leave.
And the man can move on.
So that is when I will take you to court and get spousal support.
Hold on. This man can leave. Sometimes it's not even about the money.
For me,
sometimes it's not
they
even
need
about
the help,
money.
the support.
It's the fact that you have a backbone. You understand? People know this risk, and you know how many risks women take when they are getting pregnant. Women know that a lot of women know my pregnancy is crazy, and they'll still take that risk. Life is about risk. And if you do not get that part of it, it's going to be hard for you.
Life is about risk. Since I know marriage is a risk, sign the No, you guys. Hold on. No, you guys are getting it wrong. You know that getting pregnant is risky.
Of course.
You sign a prenup.
And you still get pregnant.
You make the decision. You make the decision to get pregnant. Since I know
the decision to get married. That's what she said there. Why do you get married?
I can. No.
Just go find somebody and sleep with them and don't get married.
Oh, yeah, I need the marriage first. Calm down.
So why do you need marriage and
I want the marriage, but to protect and...
It's like you need marriage and divorce.
It's like you want the kids, but what?
Calm down. You both calm down. I want you guys to understand it from my perspective.
We don't want to.
I have worked very hard.
We are listening.
I have struggled. I understand
the man has to.
God bless him. Nobody asked him. God bless him. All seriousness. I understand what you're saying, that life is a risk. And because I know it's a risk, I'm putting measures in place. Why do you guys save?
For future.
For what?
Rainy day.
For rainy day. That is the reason why you save. Then we should also say life is a risk, so we shouldn't put measures in place.
Why do we get married? Why do we get married?
Well, that's a different conversation.
Why do you want to get married?
No, don't do that, because that Mike did the same thing. Guys, I understand where both of I'm getting married for the partnership. I'm getting married so that me and my husband are doing this together, right? I'm getting married for
Thank you for the keyword. Pause right there. Doing this together.
Hey, I get where you're going, because Mike did the same thing last week. He did the same thing. We're doing this together with what we came in together with. You guys. There are so many women out there that have my mindset.
Letting them scare you.
That have my mindset. I'm saying that we save for rainy day.
Right.
We save just in case if something happens.
Divorce day.
Prenup is why you do prenup is for a rainy day. We don't expect. Hold on. I don't expect that when I'm having a baby, right? No, I want you to think about it from this point. Prenup is just to protect in case. Because when I'm having a baby, right, and most women, if you're a wise woman, you think about it. Say, if when you think about it that if something is going to happen, who's going to take care of my child? A lot of women think about that, right? I can say for sure my mom thought about it. So she always said it, if anything, because she went through a tough pregnancy, and she always said, it was either my auntie or my grandmother. And when she left Ghana, who took care of me? My grandmother. Every woman thinks, if anything happens, who's taking care of my children?
If you have a husband.
I've heard mothers even make the statement, say, oh, mi wusisia. Who's going to take care of my... I get it that you have a husband. But then people will say, even when you're here, Crumple, look how hard it is. And then sometimes... Step parents is not easy. You went through a step-parent situation. You might have been lucky. All I'm saying is...
I was very lucky.
You were lucky. You were lucky. I wasn't lucky. I wasn't lucky. You were not. All I am saying is, before you have a baby, you think about it. Say, if anything happens, who will take care of my kids? Even though you know you have a husband, you still think about it. That who will take care of my kids?
I know he will. That's
you don't think about it, but in general, other women think about it.
So who would?
All I am saying is, prenup before I get married is just to protect myself for a rainy day, just like a savings account. I know that maybe life will not, something might not happen, but I still save just in case. So a prenup is just me saving just in case. I'm just saying. That's my opinion.
Let me say this.
That's my question.
I'm saving myself just in
From
case. From a divorce. No, you might think it's funny, but I think for me, a lot of just in case. You don't expect to paralyze when you're having a child. You don't expect to die when you're having a child, right? So I don't expect to divorce.
To take that risk.
It's a choice. You can make the decision to also have a baby.
So why not make the decision not to
if
marry?
I make the decision to get married, why not protect myself either?
Then why don't make the decision now to them?
Then why make the... No, of course I can make the decision not to get married. But if I choose
maybe
to get
wouldn't
married,
even
why not
having
make
this
the
conversation?
No.
In the first place.
Why do people...
Because-
No, we should. Why do people
Because-
have house insurance? Insurance on your house.
It's required.
Just... No, it's not. Not every
is,
house.
it is.
If you have your own
It is.
private home...
Yeah,
It's
it is.
required.
Oh,
Unless it's
I
paid
need to
off.
call my mother.
Unless it is
Me
paid
and insurance.
You have
Mommy no need me.
Unless it's paid off.
Okay.
Some of the
just
insurance
in
go
case.
through the mortgage.
Yeah.
Okay, but you pay it just what? You pay it just what? In case. You can choose to drive without it.
Let me tell you, what you are not understanding is...
This brother.
Let me tell you, it's like...
I'm giving an example, but
I understand.
but my
She's
example-
speaking the mindset.
But if my example makes sense.
She's...
My example makes
It
sense.
doesn't. It doesn't.
Your examples
Tell her it doesn't.
are making statements, not sense.
Because
Because
he
marriage...
just insulted me. in that.
But marriage...
was it not
so
fact?
this is the thing. You are taking marriage like there is a principal solution or there's a specific
lot of people-
formula that we use
it's
to
not.
work marriage out. Marriage, the only
There's no
formula...
I make the formula,
But
right?
hold on.
Marriage, you create your own
No.
formula on
Hold
how
on.
it should work,
It's
right?
not. It's not. Marriage is about trust. Let me tell you this. When my wife... Hold on. When my wife is driving on the highway, even though that she has insurance, even though that she has a roadside or whatever, when her tire busts on the road, guess who she calls first?
You.
It's the husband.
Yeah.
You know what? It's the trust.
Yeah.
It's the trust.
Of course.
The whole thing is on her car. She has this insurance on number
On the side.
stacked on the side of the. But she'll still call me
Of
before I say,
course.
babe, call the insurance people. I'm coming.
Of course.
Do you know what that means? There is somebody that got my back.
Okay.
That is the formula to marriage.
Okay.
The moment that you are getting into marriage and you are telling your partner that I cannot trust you.
That's how
That's
you
what it
see it.
means.
That's how you
It's not how
see
I see it. This is what.
So when the person comes to you to sign it, don't you think they don't trust you that you are?
No, they know I'm there for them, but they are no.
You are protecting what?
They are no. No.
Like you know you.
Then
right?
yes, I know I'm a very trustworthy
you
person.
are going this marriage
For
You
a
are
clean
in for
mind.
it, right?
Yes.
A clean mind. And this, you love this person for you care about them. You want to be there for them because you support people when you are there for them. So you are going in with that, and this person is coming to you. Sign this paper just in case you leave. Don't you think they are doubting you in the first place?
My brother is my manager.
It's
My
about-
brother
No,
manages.
let's
No,
stick with
let's
that.
no. I get where you're coming from.
Answer my question.
I trust that my brother will not do
Answer
me
my
wrong.
question.
At least to that.
Uh-huh.
I trust that my brother will not do me wrong. My brother is my manager. I trust that my brother will not do me wrong. But guess what? We have a contract in place just in case.
You have a marriage
Just
certificate, though.
The marriage certificate does not protect my assets.
But hold on. Just by their marriage laws. So
the marriage laws divide to what you have.
Just
I don't want it
case
divided.
There is a contract in place.
I put a contract in place.
There's a contract in place just because if somebody takes over Revolt Media, your contract don't get ripped off. That's why there's a contract in place.
That's work. You can compare that to marriage.
No,
with marriage, sis, get this from me. With marriage, the people. Let me tell you this: the people that invented this so-called prenuptial agreement is basically the celebs. They do not marry because they want to get married. They marry because of what they want to do. That is most of these people.
It's not for us.
It's not.
It's not for us.
It's not for me. It's for me.
They get married.
Celebrity, sorry.
A lot of these guys. Look at Apacino. Just took this lady after the lady had the baby. Said, "Oh, I'm done with the marriage." Look at this.
Wait.
So they had a
those
prenup
people.
in
Those people.
And
I'm starting from A to Z. That is what we are doing, and that is what marriage is.
We are starting from what?
A to Z.
To what?
Z.
Or you can start from.
When I started my business, it wasn't a no. Then yes. No.
We are talking
If I'm
about
starting
marriage.
from A
You
to
see,
Z,
your
I get
problem
it.
is you are looking at marriage
you've
more
made.
transactional.
I know.
And the moment you look at marriage more
it's not.
transactional,
You
shoot
guys
yourself
just
in the foot.
no. You both just said we start marriage from what? Scratch. So why can't we start scratch with what we both?
Then donate your assets and let's get together.
Huh?
If you
And
think
let's start all over
let's
again.
start afresh. If you think we should start afresh,
to myself.
if you think we
No.
are going to start
I'm
afresh,
with you.
if you think we are going to
We're
start
starting
afresh.
afresh. That's what the prenup Kumasi be honest.
So
That's not
what is
the-
happening with these young girls is, and with young people is, they are going around
stressed.
having this kind of conversations with guys.
And it makes sense to them.
It makes sense to them. That's
It
the problem.
stresses me like what?
And because it makes sense to them, these guys are looking at it like, oop, I'm out.
My
That's
man,
why a lot of them,
my
like,
man is going to
you
sign a
see how
prenup on the
they say-
$100 that is
you
in my
see-
business
you see
account.
How they say a lot of black independent ladies,
They're
it's hard
single.
for them to find.
Yeah, you can't find when
Is
you
that
go
what
to
I'm
men
saying?
with this.
No, because it's like they have this
I'm not
mindset
single,
say,
guys.
"Oh, I'm going to this man. I don't want this man to come." Like
There's
the
even a
moment
study
you
that says
stay
a black
this
woman is
month-
worth only $10.
You see, so why wouldn't I protect my assets? Because his friends will tell him a black woman is what, then he will start
No,
misbehaving.
the moment
I'm
you
just
say,
saying,
"Oh,
protect
this
what
man
you
is gonna
have.
Come and take what I have.
The best way to
You
protect
look
your
at the
assets, not to
man,
get
it's like,
married.
I saw you straight. Like, yeah, he's a straight.
But I want the
in your life.
companionship. I want the partnership.
Oh, you want to
I
buy
want
the
to
union.
eat your cake and have it.
Yes, eat your cake and have it too.
So basically,
You people are not understanding.
that is no.
We don't want
We do understand it, but it doesn't make
Maybe I don't
sense.
want to
You get
understand.
insurance on your car because just in case. I get a prenup just in case.
I didn't
I'm
buy.
just
I didn't
saying.
buy. I didn't buy. I didn't buy. I didn't buy-
I can pay out of my pocket.
I didn't buy the car out of trust. That's what you are not.
I bought it for it to work for me.
For me to work for me.
So
that's
are
why I
you,
got
are you
it.
buying your husband to work for you?
So there's difference.
These people doesn't want to understand.
You need somebody that, and a lot of people say sign the prenup,
Sign
the
it,
prenup
yes.
to protect your asset. Sign the prenup.
It's like
It's because we have monetized
asset
everything.
over companionship. What?
It
No.
doesn't even make
It doesn't
when
make
I
any
say-
sense now.
and it doesn't make sense to men especially because when I hear a man
Unless you
say,
wanna get
"Oh, I'm
married
telling
to
a
a
woman to sign a prenup, she doesn't want to sign it,"
But
and I'm
even
gonna call her
women
and vote
marriage,
again.
they sign
What is
prenup.
that?
Was Queen Latifah and her wife, they signed the prenup. What is the difference?
Please.
No, I'm not saying that signing a prenup is. I'm saying it's for specific people.
You don't
people-
believe you will get there.
It's for because they are married. They are kind of married that
I'm
they are.
already there.
Look at Hollywood. Let's not use the general
Prenup
marriage.
won't go out.
Let's look at Hollywood, and let's look at the kind of marriage that they have. These are people that will marry and still say, "Oh, somebody else can sleep with my wife."
A OP marriage.
Oh.
These are people that. So the whole behavior around the environment that
What's his
whole
name?
thing
Consent?
came from. It's not
Nah.
good for young people to even start thinking like, "Oh, because they are doing it because."
That's the outliers. That's what Kumasi
How's
will
that
say.
an outlier?
No, majority of marriages are not like that. So if I agree to sign a prenup and I'm not in Hollywood, there's nothing wrong with it.
And,
No.
and I think,
But how's that
I think
outlier,
one
though?
important factor that I think we also forget is also the last time we were talking, we talk about culture. I think like when it comes to that, we should really emphasize on our culture because a Ghanaian man is a protected provider.
So is
Different
American men. Just that the women don't allow it. That's
so
why.
is American men.
So why not? Why are they not allowing it?
Women are not allowing it based on what we've been through.
Like what?
So somebody like me, I've had to watch, maybe marriages now go well and protect, and maybe like the marriage example I used. So we are just protected, putting measures into place. Most of these women, they don't like men taking care of them because they're afraid that if they let their guard down. I'm being honest. The reason why a lot of American women, right, they feel like I can do by myself because they're scared to let their guard down. Because they feel like once you let your guard down, somebody will take advantage of them.
Like what?
Because we've seen it happen multiple times.
If you let your guard, doesn't mean that they're gonna be working on you. There's a difference. What, like,
I'm not an independent black woman. Let me clarify that. I'm a soft life baby.
Man was asking,
So this is for your husband. He said, "Please, I agree with Jasmine. You need to protect your assets." Your husband.
He has nothing. He's just protecting me for
we were
today.
talking at home before I came. But before I said, let me say this. The last time I was talking to a friend, right, and he said all he needs from his girl is for her to respect him, right? And the girl answer is, I don't want to respect you and lose my guard or something like that. I'm like, how does that?
A lot of women have it. The independent black women, that is where it started from.
How does respect got to do with like I don't understand.
Because
you don't take far. You can't take far.
Maybe I'm crazy.
Oh no, you're not crazy. I agree with you.
How does respect got to do with letting your guard down?
Like, the reason why I say the media has and go back to Kumasi, Hollywood.
I can respect a child.
Hollywood has changed
my guard down for that child.
Yeah.
Hollywood has changed the whole definition of submission and respecting a partner. That one I will agree with Kumasi that Hollywood has done that.
Yeah.
They've made it seem like feminism also has messed
People
it up.
get feminism wrong though.
But feminism doesn't mean that.
But the whole agenda behind feminism is what is happening now.
It started from equal pay.
But what I'm saying is,
equal pay
and
but
equal rights to vote.
what I'm saying
That
is,
was it.
But hold on, what I'm saying is,
By then,
the whole agenda. It's now almost a sound. That's the agenda.
I feel like I get the way you're coming from. I
the
get where you're coming
agenda,
from. But the actual definition of feminism is
it's
equal
just
pay,
equal pay and
equal rights to vote.
That's it.
That's it.
And I'm telling you.
So now, they've changed
that
it.
it's not. They have not changed it. There is an agenda. It's like Nana Akufo-Addo the way he's coming, where he was coming. That's who he is. But there was an agenda.
I hear
that's
what
I'm
you're
telling
saying.
I get what you say. You're going with you.
We're gonna push it little by little. We're gonna push it little by little.
I really want to understand. Like, you need to bring this Indomie generation people to come.
Oh yeah, we need
I
to
really
find
want to
them.
understand. Like,
I'm telling you, the reason why
respect got to do with? Please help.
Letting your guard
The
down.
reason is because Hollywood has portrayed this image to us. When you watch a lot of these movies, right? When you watch a lot of these movies that the women respect, pay attention to them. When you watch movies that the women honor their husband respect, you realize that the man later take advantage of them. It's like they become very. Have you watched Color Purple? I get it that it's imagination, but I'm saying producer said
that made a husband take advantage of her. Like,
okay, it's like I'm always a yes, oh baby, okay.
That's not respect, though.
I get it, but the image that has been created with respect is that, like a yes sir. I'm being honest with you. I'm being honest with you. The image that has been created with submission and respect is.
How about you guys find out on your own research? Read what is respect and what.
You know why I went into
What
media?
is the difference?
Do you know why I agreed to go into media? Because I wanted to change the perspective of what people think.
Because
media has been. They have this. They have changed the whole agenda with media. It's like we put. I've realized that one of the things my grandfather told her, he was a journalist for many years. And he said the power of TV is to push an image and to push.
That's true.
So I decided to go into media because I wanted to push a certain.
You can't do it alone.
I can't do it alone, but it starts with one person taking a step. Media has created this thing, like the more a woman, respect is, oh yes, husband. You say you don't question. Submission is
that is not respect.
I know that's not what it is.
That's just you being. I don't really want the name for it.
You're just an idiot.
It's what she's saying.
You don't have a
It's
mind
like
of
me
your own.
telling
Yes,
you
master.
that. It's like me telling you that.
You can't have friends.
No.
Sir.
It's like me telling you that loving you is me beating you, and then you accept that as loving.
That is the image that they. Let's be honest. Isn't that what they've created?
It's the stupidity that people have accepted.
Let's be honest. Isn't that? Hold on, but isn't that the image? The thing about media is, a lot of times
it's strong. It has effect.
It has effect.
A lot of effects. Yeah.
Movies, everything that you put out there.
It has
There's
effect,
a child right now, and I want to clarify when we finish the video. The reason I always clarify is because there's somebody out there that's watching us. They'll be like, okay, I'm signing a prenup because Jasmine said. You'll be surprised. There are many women who have made life decisions because Oprah
role model. Yeah.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's the reason I don't.
She's the worst of all.
Pushing
this agenda
I see them that they're all humans.
So what I'm saying, you see
them.
it. You
they
are the
make
one.
their mistake.
You are
they
the one.
This. Me, no, I'm
You
not
are the
gonna
one.
look at that. Remember, I'm a hand life for my life.
It's like
church
church people see their pastors as God.
Oh, I
that's what I'm
wouldn't even
saying.
call them.
It's an agenda. The thing is, what media has portrayed is what a lot of women have in there. This
Please,
strong black
people,
women,
stop all.
this independent black woman
So,
nonsense. It started from a movie.
This movie, what's that girl name? Gabriel you
Oh, that one.
That's
yeah.
the movie.
You know, when I first watched
Yes,
it, I was like,
it's
yeah,
like
but no.
strong black woman.
She didn't start it. It was there before that.
But guess what? Look at.
They
her
don't look at
situation
that
now.
part though. They don't look. Me make her life
That's
is
the thing.
scattered through the whole life. What is the end?
It has been portrayed so much. That is the reason a lot of women are coming
That's
up
why
with
they
the
were
term
trying to
black
force
women.
Beyonce to leave her husband.
You realize when soft life started, every woman now started saying soft life because the media started pushing soft life. A woman should let the. Have you realized if you go on social media right now, soft life is the thing. Oh, a woman has to let her guard down. It's because that is what has been portrayed. So a woman grows up saying, oh, even social media, we had this conversation that people guide their life based on what social media has created, like their relationship. I was having a conversation with a guy.
Please raise your kids well so they won't
You
learn
can
from social
know.
media.
That's
Yes, you
true. I was having a conversation with a guy this past weekend, and we were having a conversation about something, and he was like, why do we have to follow like rules that has been set? And me as a woman, right, I have grown up seeing these rules on TV, on Instagram. They're like, oh, you have to go on a date. We have to, like, it's like there's steps before you start a relationship.
A man do not respect you when he doesn't open the door for you.
You know there are women when
this man bought you $100,000 car. You talking about him having a problem?
Why
Think like a man.
What's that? Think like a man. You know my sister, my baby. You've met Marianne and her madness. You are here. When Think Like a Man came, she also came up with that rule. He has to open the door for me on a day. 90 days. She won't go. Not me and her were talking about a guy booked a restaurant.
Don't worry, 3-5 is on the way. It happens to
a guy
change
booked
everything.
a restaurant, right? Because the restaurant, and I think that day, thankfully, your wife was there, and a guy booked a restaurant to, I think it was Olive. I can't remember. I thought it was Olive Garden. If your wife is watching, maybe she remind. I think it was Olive Garden or Cheesecake Factory. It was Cheesecake Factory. And because it was Cheesecake Factory, she was like, she's not going. This is no joke. She said she wasn't going.
How old is this person we're talking about?
Hey, my baby is not a child.
She's like 23, 24?
23 now.
She probably haven't done anything meaningful in her life.
Oh, no,
she
my
can
sister
go to
owns
Cheesecake.
2 businesses. Thank you. Don't play my baby.
How much does she worth?
She makes money.
$10,000.
And she can go to Cheesecake Factory.
Because social media.
It is not.
Ruth Chris. Because
but most of the time,
the man is not
when
there
people
yet.
are also being dumb, we put it on social media.
That's what I'm saying. Like, why are you blaming on?
Hold on.
So when
I
people are standing, I never see anybody say social media. People are standing on high rise and jumping down. You don't jump down.
When Pokemon came, people did it. When Pokemon Go, I don't know if you remember, people were off the cliff.
Ice bucket challenge came.
People died.
And
that was different.
And this one,
the recent one, the hot chip. The crate challenge, the hot chip. People did it and died.
It was like a fire. They put it inside the.
People did and died. Recently, the hot chip. It was a Ghanaian.
Even one corner challenge came. People were dying.
The thing is, I understand that we say that, yeah, people are being stupid, but we also have to understand what you're consuming, the content that people are consuming.
Stop consuming nonsense.
So when do you realize that?
Stop consuming nonsense.
Like, I'm not understanding.
It shocked me. It shocked me.
When do you realize that?
This whole prenup situation is because we have
consuming nonsense.
Like me right now.
Females watching me. Stop consuming nonsense.
$2 in my account. I want my mate to say, please.
Without that being said, thank you.
But now I want to please before we finish the show, please, I beg, let me clarify. I do not, because last time this guy was attacking me for this. Please, I beg. I was speaking on women. Let's say women who would think like that. It's not like my opinion. My man is not. My man is not signing the prenup because I don't even have it. I'm waiting on him so I can spend his money. But honestly, that's not my opinion. If you know you've reached like somebody told us, we've not reached that level, but if you've reached it and that's what you want to do, God bless you. But that is, don't say that Jasmine ain't said nothing. Okay, I'm just speaking.
But I personally don't even care if somebody goes and says, "Oh, because Kumasi said,
Hey,
I'm not
no,
your
I
father, I'm
beg.
not your mother.
Right.
My job is not to raise you."
I'm nobody's
That's not
role
my
model.
job.
I'm
That's not my
nobody's
job to raise
and
you.
I want to. Rihanna said this best. I'm nobody's role model. So yeah, like I said,
Let
make
your
your
mom
life
be a role model. Your parents be a role model.
I know me. My
please.
parents will be role models. I beg. My parents
I'm
already
just
know.
saying.
No.
For real. But my last
Please,
word is
I
what I would
beg.
say. Really, like with
Make
the
your life decision
with
based
the
on
social
you,
media
not on
thing,
everybody.
What worked for someone on social media? Because have you guys see like the thing they do, what they post on social media versus reality?
Oh,
like
yeah, it's
nobody
sad.
lives a reality life on social media. Stop letting that somebody can be in their room and crying because somebody is getting married.
Hey,
And they haven't gotten married.
Yeah.
Hey, why is
Maybe a
this
person
person?
that crack my child wedding.
And they are crying.
I'll just put the band on wedding and
You
nobody's
know,
gonna
some people
do
will
no
not
wedding.
get married to someone because the person is not giving the wedding they want. So if the person is a good man, because their friend had a
Be-
70K,
Bella Niger wedding.
70K wedding, like they have to get that. Like the husband, now he's not a man enough. Hey, the wedding that the next day you go there, the venue that you guys did the wedding, nobody
It's trash.
It's just you two. That's about to start the real marriage. What do you want now? We didn't help
I feel like don't be forced to do things that
Don't do it,
Make
like-
life decision based
and
on you.
and
That's
please
it.
research about what respect is and what submission is. Munya sa kokwana story na munya say I can't respect you because I don't lose, let my guards down. Like what?
He goes to work and respect his boss.
Oh,
But you can't respect your husband.
they go to now.
You can't respect your wife. You
Pastor.
go,
Work in their
Work
scar.
for
They go
pastor.
to church
you
and
go to
honor.
church and
and
respect your
and worship
pastor.
their pastor.
And then you
come
can't
home.
respect the man that is.
And
Anyway, run your ads and let's go.
Today's show was sponsored by Inkwell Printing. For all your volume copies, business cards,
Your
envelope
husband is
brochures.
writing nonsense over there.
why not?
We need to fire Dennis. Promo items, carbonless forms, invitations, all your printing needs. Reach out to Inkwell Printing. They are located on 1900 East Dublin Granville Road, Columbus, Ohio 43229. Or you can call them on 614-888-2201. They say I talk fast when I'm giving the address. I'll slow down. 1900 East Dublin Granville Road, Columbus, Ohio 43229, or give them a call on 614-888-2201. Believers attire. If you saw what Kumasi was wearing today, he says, "Fear ends where faith begins." Hallelujah. Believers attire is a Christian themed T-shirt which aims to start conversations and to motivate and affirm our trust in God. Believers attire. If you want one of them, reach out to 220-465-0822. RG Kids Portrait. They specialize in maternity kits and baby shoes. It comes with decor and attire. You can reach out to RG Kids on Instagram as RG_kids_portrait. Or you can give them a call on 614-254-2151. I will be hosting a Sip and Shop October 14th at 4:30 p.m. It's happening at 3400 Clubway Court. It's a free event. Come, let's have a great time together. And that's it for our sponsors. Did you give your last words already?
Yeah. My last words is, thank you for listening to us again.
Yes, please subscribe.
A lot of people wanted to hear this conversation again.
Yeah.
I think we've done justice. Thank you, Mrs. Bentel, for being here.
Appreciate you.
Producer, thank you for doing a good job
Yes.
all the time. I know you are not talking these days.
Yes. He's holding back.
Yeah, thank you for always holding that for you. Thank you guys for commenting, sharing the video.
Yes.
Follow us on all platforms. Thank you.
Yeah. Bye, guys.
Bye-bye.